Welcome back, guys. Today we are here for another declutter. Today we are going through every single lip product I own. Guys, this is scary because this right here isn't even all of it. Now, if you watched this declutter last year, you're going to notice that honestly a lot of it hasn't changed, with the exception of a few extra lip glosses, a lot of lip oils, and maybe a couple liners, but everything else shouldn't be too far off from last year's numbers. This year I'm really hoping to go ahead and declutter some that I just didn't touch and really don't think I'm going to touch. So let's do this together. Let's be ruthless. If you have a collection that you should go through, whether it be your makeup stuff or maybe clothing or I don't know, whatever you collect, do it with me as I'm doing this. Go through something that you've been wanting to go through for yourself. Okay, so we're going to start with, let's see, we're going to go ahead and start with this center here. So let me move these. So here we have a bin of mostly lip balms and chapsticks, and we're gonna see what we're gonna keep and what we're not gonna keep. Okay, so first we're actually gonna start with a declutter. Right off the bat, I have this Essence Extreme Care Hydrating Glossy Lip Balm. This is in the shade Soft Peach, and I had originally bought this because I was under the impression it was a lip oil, not a lip balm. And I would say it's more like a lip gloss than anything. I actually really enjoyed it the very first time I used it. The color was okay, the formula was great. But then the second time I used it, it felt grainy, and I wasn't sure why, and I tried to use it a couple other times, and it just wasn't, it just kept feeling grainy. So I have used it only a few times. The first time I liked it, after that I really didn't like it. So I'm going to go ahead and part with that one. Alright, then I have this e.l.f. Ride or Die lip balm in Just Peachy. I believe I parted with the other color I had from this last year because I really don't like the application of this. But I am going to go ahead and keep it because I love the color, and I did use it a couple times this year. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that. Then also from e.l.f. I have the Bite Size Lip Balm in Mint. Absolutely love this. I've talked about this one a couple times on my channel. Keeping that. Then I have this one from, I'm going to say, Orza. Probably butchered that completely, but it's the Glow Up Lip Balm in Watermelon Waves. This was something I got from an Ipsy bag. I love the smell of it. I just kind of forgot about it, so I haven't used it very much, so I'm going to go ahead and keep that for now because I do love the smell of it. Okay, then I have some things from Burt's Bees. First, I have this unopened pomegranate moisturizing lip balm. I live in an area that I need lip balm and chapsticks all the time, so I am keeping that one, as well as keeping these two. One is opened, one is not. This is the Burt's Bees tinted lip balms. I have them in Magnolia and Hibiscus. I enjoy these. They're not like amazing, but they're good. They're good when you want a little bit of color without actually using lipstick. Lastly, from Burt's Bees, I have this lip shimmer, which does not look like it's been opened. Yeah, not even opened yet, so I'm going to go ahead and keep that for now. Then I have these two from CoverGirl. These are from the Clean Fresh line, tinted lip balms with hyaluronic acid. I love these. They give you just a perfect light shade, and then they do really hydrate. I would say the shade Made for Peach is my favorite, and then I do like the You're the Palm. Then I have this thing. This is the Maybelline New York Super Stay Eraser. It's supposed to help you erase the super stays that they had. I don't even know if they still have the super stays. I used to use this a couple times and then I would clean it off every time. I honestly haven't reached for this in so long. I am going to go ahead and part with this because I don't use this to take anything off. So I'm going to go ahead and part with this. It does not need to take up room in my collection. Then I have this lip balm, which used to be a top favorite. This is Lip Tone Lip Care Stick. And you can see it's pretty messy right now because it's been around forever. There's still a decent amount of product in here, so I'm going to go ahead and keep it because I do love it, and I did use it quite a few times this last year. Lastly, you can see I have an issue with the EOS chapsticks. I have them all. I love them all. No, I don't have them all. That's too much. But I do love all of the ones I have. I have not been allowing myself to buy any more though because I have so many. In fact, these were brought into my Star Wars Project Pan. If you haven't seen that video, that's a spoiler alert. You should go check out the video for the rest of the stuff that's in that Project Pan. So I am working my way through these, but I'm not going to part with any of them because I love them. So we started this section with 24. We are parting with 2, making the new number 22. All right, next up, let's see if we need to adjust the colors at all. I don't know why that got so much darker. Hopefully it's not as dark on the screen, but it's showing up very dark for me for some reason. We have next, we're going to go into the lip liners. I did add a decent amount of lip liners this year because I started using lip liners a lot more. So I'm excited for them, and I honestly don't think I'm going to be parting with any of them because I don't believe I have any colors that are identical or the same, and I don't believe I have any that I haven't used. So let's just take a quick look. So first, from Mellow, I have the shade Rose. Then from MAC, in the shade Stone. This one is probably my least used, just because it's this shade of brown that doesn't go with a lot of what I own, but I do like to use it with my lip oils. Then I have 3 from Juvia's Place. I have it in Ruby, Love Me, and Wine. Love them all, keeping them all. Then I have 2 from Ofra Cosmetics. This one is Plum. Absolutely love this color, but it is a darker purple and really only goes with a few of the other lip products I currently have, but I want to change that. And then I have this one, which I have not opened yet. It is Chestnut, but it looks like a beautiful dark brown. I am keeping that. I love that formula, by the way. Then from Dragon Beauty, we have a brown. I don't see a shade name, but putting it next to this one, you can see it's different. It's completely different. So keeping that one. Let's see. Then I have this one from, I think it's called Moonlit. And this is going to be a beautiful, beautiful red. Gorgeous red. Goes with a lot of the different shades of red that I own. Then I believe, let's see. Okay, so this one is from Essence. This one is another really pretty brown. Really enjoy this one. This one I actually use quite often. It has kind of like a pinky tone to it, so not like a straight up brown. At least I don't feel like it does on my skin. And then all of these are from NYX. So some of them are just the NYX pencils, and then some of them are the matte ones. So some, I guess, normal and some matte. So I have 3 from the normal line is what I'll call it. Oh, are those two the same? We have natural, oh, and mauve, and then we have hot red. So this hot red is quite different. It's much more pinky than the other red that I have. And then the natural, I would say, is probably closest to the one I swatched right before, but there is still a significant shade different. One is more pink while one is more brown to me. And then this one in mauve has more of a purple lean to it. Hopefully you can see the difference on the camera. And then last two are from their matte line. This is a red, which again is much more like reddish pink, but you can tell a different texture in that. Definitely affects the color a little bit. And lastly, I have the Sweet Tooth shade. That one is going to be more pinky purple. So as you can see, these are all just slightly different from each other, and it really helps to give variety to mix and match different lip oils, lip glosses, lipsticks, liquid lipsticks. So I like to have a variety. In fact, I feel like I need more variety than what I do currently have, but I'm not quite sure where. So I'm not parting with any of those. Okay, then from Maybelline New York, I have this Color Jolt Intense Lip Paint. This is in 30 Red Dye or Not. I really enjoy this color, but I do not at all like the application, okay? It has this like spongy application. You push the stuff through, it has a pretty big hole, and it's a beautiful color. Beautiful, beautiful color, and goes well with several of the liners I have. But I've had this for so long, and even though it still smells great, I'm just concerned about the level of the cleanliness, and because it has such a big hole, I feel like I can't properly sanitize it without changing the formula of the inside. So I am going to be partying with this. If this was in a different type of container, if it had a doe foot instead, I would love this. Okay, next we have from e.l.f. the Sheer Slick in Black Cherry. I think I have another one of these somewhere. I don't know, maybe it's hidden in this. I'm not sure. I have an orange somewhere. It might be in a purse. I really enjoyed these. I don't think that they're making them anymore, but I still have quite a decent amount of product left in this one. I'm going to go ahead and keep it, and I do have an orange one somewhere. Then I have these 3 from Honest Beauty. These are their Demi Matte Lip Pencils. I have them in Strawberry, Sheer Rose, and Mulberry. The Mulberry is a gorgeous color, but as you can tell, it is a mess. Okay, it falls out really easily, and then it gets flattened. And it's so messy, but it is a beautiful, beautiful shade. So I wish it wasn't hard to work with, and I wish it was better quality as far as staying in the package, because I love this color, and the formula was pretty decent. But I am going to go ahead and part with this one. I will keep these 2 for now. However, these both do feel like they're about to break as well when I go to use them. I do have, I believe it's the Sheer Rose in my current Star Wars Project Pan. Then along those lines, I have some from e.l.f. Is it just these 2? I believe so. So I have the Jumbo Lipstick, and then this one, which I think came out later, so they just got rid of all of that and made it much more simpler. So this one's just very old. This one's much newer. This one is in the Nude, and then this one is Movie Star. Both are beautiful colors. I haven't used either of them though in a very long time. But this one is kind of much different, and I haven't used that color very often. So I think I'm going to keep that one. And then I can't say no to reds. And these stay in the containers a lot better than the Honest Beauty ones. So I am keeping those. Keeping with that same type of product, let's see, we have 2 from Neutrogena. I loved these, and I don't know if they're still making them anymore, but I loved these. They're the Moisture Smooth Color Sticks. I have them in shades 100, which is pink nude, and 120, which is berry brown. Beautiful, beautiful colors. This one actually doesn't look all that great though. Like there's like spots on it. And it seems like it's also starting to dry out. I'm sure I could cut that off and keep going. And I don't think I have another shade similar to this on here. But honestly, these are so old and aren't looking all that great. So I'm going to part with this one. And then this one is also not looking all that amazing. It's getting kind of messy. It's looking very dry. It doesn't have the spots on it, but it just doesn't look very appealing. So I'm also going to part with that. Okay, and last one in that exact style is from NYC New York Color, which I can't even tell you if they are still around or when they closed down, but this was their City Proof Intense Lip Color in the shade 52 Roosevelt Island Red. Really pretty. It does look like it might be starting to dry out and crack a tiny bit, but it doesn't look nearly as bad as the other ones. But it kind of smells like Play-Doh. Dang it. I really didn't want to have to part with this. But I'm going to go ahead because I'd rather be safe than put something not good for me anymore on my skin. So this one's going away as well. Oh, that makes me sad. I love that color. Okay, other similar products, but not as thick, not as big of crayon type, is everything else you see here. So most of these are going to be from e.l.f. So let's go ahead and dig into those. I have them all, let's see. I think they're all from about the same time because they all have the same type of packaging. We have them in shade Wine. Apparently I have 2 in shade Wine. I have to check that because those bases don't look exactly the same. And then I have Berry Sorbet and Natural. So Natural is one that I wear with lip oils and lip glosses. Berry Sorbet is much more pink, and I actually wear this one with a lip liner. Come on, show. Let's just go like this. See, super pink, feels great still. So then both of these actually say Wine and say the same numbers on top, but have different numbers on bottom, which I think means the different like release dates or manufacture dates. So I think that's telling me that one is older than the other. I have clearly used both, but let's go ahead and swatch them because they don't look exactly the same to me. Still looks really nice, a little messy, but that's just from normal use. That one's a darker brick red. And then that one is much more pink. Okay, so they say the same, but they must have changed the color because those do not look like the same color at all. And I don't think the color would be that drastically different if it was just different production dates. I think they actually did change the color and kept the same name. Interesting. I am going to keep both of those. Okay, then I have one here from Revlon, and I thought I had another one, so it might be in a purse. But this one is in the shade She's Fly slash Hot Voltage. I don't know why it has two names. Maybe they changed names midway through. I don't know. But it is this beautiful orange. Beautiful, beautiful orange. And as much as I love oranges, I don't have all that many. So I am 100% keeping this. It still feels great, looks great, smells great. And the last one in here is the same type of formula, but it is NARS, and it's a beautiful bright red. This is Dragon Girl. Look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. And that is definitely more pinky red on my skin. So it doesn't quite match to me what that says, but that's how it translates to me. I do feel like on my lips it's a little darker. Okay, and oh, I have this one as well. This is from ColourPop. This is their lippy stick. And I like the color. This is in the shade Infinite Best Matte 23C3. I love the color, but I feel like it's very messy. It's a beautiful purple. It's very messy. It's not a formula that I absolutely love, but I like the color a lot, and I do want to keep one of these in my collection because I know that it's talked about a lot. So for now I'm going to keep this, but I will not be rebuying these, and I probably would not recommend them because the formula is fine, but very, I don't know, it just feels like they could have done better. Alright guys, in this collection we started with 32 products and we are parting with 5. It's actually much more than I thought we were going to be parting from in there. I honestly just thought this one and maybe this one. So these 3 were a shock for me. So parting with 5. Alright, let's move on. We're going to talk about, I believe, all of the lifter glosses I have, the lip care products I have, and then the lip oils that I have. Now, if you watch my ranking video of lip oils, the majority of these you've seen, you know about, so I'm going to go through that particular section very quickly. If you would like to see me ranking all the lip oils that I tried last year, I will have that video up above, as well as in the description box, and it is also easy to find on my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed that one if you did watch it, and if you haven't watched it, I hope you'll consider going to watch that one as well. So first is my lifter glosses. I do have at least 2 others, at least, I think it's actually 3 or 4 others, that are somewhere in purses that I just didn't go through and find. So here we have in the shade Heat, shade Topaz, and the shade Ice. Yeah, these aren't even my go-tos. If I find them or if I remember the shades that I use the most, I will put them on the screen. But there are at least 2 other shades. One of those shades I have in multiple purses. Again, I will hopefully have it on the screen right here for you. But these shades are really nice. This one I like to use over other colors. This one I feel like I can use by itself or with a liner. And then this one I love by itself. Sometimes with a liner, but lifter glosses are some of my favorites. I'm not parting with those at all. Oh, and those are from Maybelline. Then I have this one that kind of got put into here because it's kind of a oil, it's kind of a lip balm, it's kind of a lip pencil. Let's talk about it. It is the NYX Professional Makeup Slick Click Fat Oil Shiny Lip Balm. So many words in this. So many words. It's a beautiful color. Absolutely love the color. It smells fine. It is so messy. It is so messy. And if you click it up too much, it never goes down. So it becomes even more messy. The formula, I feel like they were trying to do something awesome with it, but they didn't really do great. I probably do not think I will buy another one of these, even though the other colors are really intriguing to me as well. I don't think I'll buy them, but I'm happy to have this in my collection. Okay, then we've got some lip care products. First off, we have the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Lip Therapy. This one I've had for so long, so many years. It still smells okay, but the stuff that comes out, I mean, first off, it's very difficult to push out, like it's stuck. And then it's not the same color it used to be. It's definitely a darker color than it used to be. And so I'm just going to go ahead and part with it. It's looking grody, it smells fine, but I'm going to part with that one. Next we have the Bali Balm Pineapple Lip Scrub. This one still smells great. I've only used it a couple times. It does seem like it's really drying out now, and I think it's just time to part with it. I may have possibly tried to part with it before and then decided to give it a shot, and that's why it's back in my collection. But it's dry. It's time to go. So this one is leaving. Then I have the Burt's Bees. This one is the conditioning lip scrub. There's also the overnight lip scrub, which I thought I had a backup of, but I can't find it. So I might have to repurchase that one because that's my favorite. This one is just okay. It doesn't act the same way as the other one, so I'm going to go ahead and continue to use this. But I don't love this and I won't repurchase this one. I will continue to repurchase the overnight version though. Then I have this one in a beautiful container. This is from Fresh Sugar Lip Polish, gently exfoliates and conditions. It's a beautiful container, a beautiful product. It's always smelled slightly weird to me. It doesn't smell bad or anything, just, I don't know what fruit is in there that I don't know, it doesn't sit right with me. I've tried to use it a little bit, you can see kind of a divot, but then on the edges you can see it's starting to really, the oils in it are separating from the product, and I think that's just a sign that since I'm not using it much, it should just go away. Bye-bye. Okay, next up we have this sample size from Glossier. At least I believe it's a sample size. Probably got it in like an Ipsy. This is a mintbalm.com Universal Skin Salve. I believe that means that it's able to be used anywhere on your body, but I've only ever used it for my lips. I've used it a little bit. It's made in the US. It's cruelty-free. I like the packaging. I believe it's the only thing I've ever tried from this brand. The color still looks fine, but the smell is, it still has like that minty scent, but also like a dirt smell to it. So I think it's just time. I think it's time to pass on this one as well. And then we have this one from, let's see, Serafine Botanicals. This is the Apple and Bayum Glow Lip Mask. This one I go back and forth with. Yeah, this is exclusively for BoxyCharm. I go back and forth with this one because I love the scent of it. I love what it does, but it's so liquidy. It's so liquidy that it's quite messy to work with. But I do love it and I will use it. I go through spurts of using it. And it's still doing great. I just used it last night again. So, yeah, it smells really good. I'm going to go ahead and keep it. We'll see. We'll see if I make any progress on it this year. Okay, now for lip oils. I do not think I am parting with any of these, but let's just see. First, like I said, I'm going to go kind of quickly on these because I already did a video on these. So this is from Fantasy Cosmetica. This is their Warwick line. I believe this is, I don't remember which specific, but it's the orangey one. I like it. It does make my lips kind of react funny though, so I'm not using it all that often, but I'm going to keep it. My ultimate favorite lip oil was not in the main lip oil ranking because it wasn't from this last year, but love this thing. Hopefully they come back with that. Then I have the Milani Fruit Fetish Blackberry Agave. Love that. I have to be careful because I don't want to tell you guys the whole story of, the whole lip oil ranking. So I like them all. to different extents. All right, so then we have from Juvia's Place, Sweet Orange. Oh, this is actually a gloss. This is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Gloss. I have others of these. Where are they? Okay, so I'm lying to you right now saying that there's only one because there's at least 3 others of these. This one is Peach Out, then my favorite is Acai You, and I think I have a second Acai You. There might be another scent as well. But that's there. And then back to lip oils. This is the Essence Cranberry Lip Oil with Tinting Effect. And then I have this ColourPop Luxe Lip Oil. I'm going to set that one aside for a minute. Then I have this Sweet and Shimmer Lip Oil. I don't like it. I don't want it. I'm going to part with it. I have 2 others somewhere that I had bought originally for gifts, but after using this, I don't really know if I want to give them because I didn't like them. Spoiler. I'm going to go ahead and part with this. Then I have these 2 from NYX. This is their Fat Oils. Let's see, in shade Newsfeed, and that's Chic, keeping them both. I also have one from the Glow Reviver Lip Oil from e.l.f. This is in the shade Jam Session, really pretty shade. Then I have these 4. These 4 I received not too long ago. I ordered them online. I believe it was 2 of them were free and the rest were paid, and 2 were paid for. And I'm seeing this in a different light right now, and I'm very confused. Okay, so they're all from Clarity Cosmetics. And this one's the only one that I've opened and used. And I'm going to talk about that one for a minute. Because I don't know if you guys are seeing this in the camera. Let's see if I can get it to pick up. Let's see if I change the color a little. Maybe that help at all? Let me go down. Nope, that's maybe. Do you see that there's a color difference between this here and this here? It's like it's separating almost. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that one and look into that one because that's not cool looking. This is the only one that I've opened and tried, and I had a reaction on my tongue actually. So I'm kind of seeing this separated now. I'm kind of concerned about it. I was honestly gonna part on the other ones because this one gave me an issue. Okay, but these, maybe it's supposed to be separated. Although I didn't notice it separated before. Oh, interesting. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's mixing together as I expected it was supposed to. Interesting. I am going to keep this for now to kind of figure this out. Because it's already, it just doesn't look like it's wanting to stay together. I'm going to do some research on this one, and then this is going to probably end up getting gone. The others don't seem to have that much of an issue. Actually, I don't see any issue in those. They look like really pretty, so maybe I'll open one of these and see if I have a reaction. And if I don't, then that means that maybe this one was just too old. And if I do, then maybe I just don't react good to this formula. But they look like really pretty colors. Then to this one, I think this one is also going to go because I really did not enjoy this one either. So we started with 25 products. Sorry, didn't mean to hit the camera. We started with 25 products total in this section, and we are parting with 6. I think that's pretty good. Okay, guys. Now we have lipstick, mostly items. And I'm going to show you all of them, but I'm going to tell you right now that I'm probably not parting with any of these. Well, maybe one. All right, let's just look. So I have these two from Ofra Cosmetics. They're in the shades Ruby and Beached. Beautiful, beautiful. I've used this one like once, so it looks brand new, but I have used it and I enjoy it. I just kind of forgot about it. This one I have used a couple times. Again, love it. It does wash me out just a little bit, but I love it so much that I don't care. Keeping both of those. Then I have this one from, Morphe. This, I believe, is my first and only Morphe product. This is their Mega Matte in Forward. Love the packaging. Love the color. I have not used it yet because it's so pretty. I'm going to change that this year. Okay. Then coming down here, I have a Smashbox in the shade Be Legendary. This one's pretty old, but it still looks beautiful. And I'm going to keep it because I like to have a bunch of different shades of red. I wonder if that's gonna, there we go, that's better. We'll give you a little look at that. That's what that one looks like. All right, then I have from NARS, this is of course Orgasm. And I have yet to use it, but it looks really pretty and sparkly, and that's probably why I haven't used it yet, because it looks so pretty. I'm gonna stop doing that. I promise you, I am. Then I have this one, which is a full-size NARS, and this is in Raquel. This one's much more of a nude. I've clearly used it a lot more than the other things. I enjoy it. It's probably one of the nudes that I can wear the most without looking drained. Okay, then I have 4 from Bare Minerals. I love this line. This is the Mineralist Hydro Smoothing Lipstick. This is in Courage, and I actually think one of the other ones is also in Courage. Beautiful, beautiful red. Absolutely gorgeous. Then I have Abundance, which is more of a pinky neutral. And then I have Fortitude, which is more purple. Absolutely love this purple. And I love the packaging as well. And then, yeah, another Confidence. Right? Oh no, this is Confidence, that was Courage. Okay, so I have a 5th one somewhere. This one is another pinky. Wait. Yeah. I have another Courage somewhere. Where? I don't know. Okay, then I have these 3 here randomly. This one is from NYX High Voltage Lipstick in the shade 15 Tan. Put those down. Which I haven't used one of these in a long time, but it's similar to some of the other products I've shown you, but it's a completely different color. So an orangey nude. It does kind of wash me out, but I like to use it with a really beautiful lip liner. Then I have this one from Burt's Bees, the Matte Stick. These, I don't know if they've made in a long time. Oh, I am not touching that. Okay, can you see that? Oh, yeah, no, that's not good. That's all the way through. Okay, I don't know if you can see on there. There are a lot of little dots that look like mold. Let's see if I change the lighting a little bit. If it lets you see it better or not. No. Don't know. But I am not testing that or anything. It was a beautiful, beautiful color. But those little white dots go all the way down. And it's unfortunate because there was such a decent amount of product left in that. So guys, this is an example of why we don't need this much in our collections, because they just go bad. And then we have to heartbreakingly throw them away. So that one is getting decluttered. And then I have this one from CoverGirl. This is a bright, bright pink. This is in Party Girl. And this was their Smoochies lipsticks. I don't know. I don't know if I've seen this in a long time. Beautiful, beautiful pink. Very fun. We'll just put that right there. Oh, okay. That actually is kind of dried out a little bit. It's not nearly as pigmented as before. Like, I'm really having to work it. It is really pretty. And it still smells fine and looks great. So I'm going to keep it for a little bit longer. I'm going to need to use this up soon. Okay, then from MAC, I have this one in Mocha. Very nice brown taupe looking. Then I have these two mini ones or travel size ones. We have it in Chili, which I have not used yet. I'm going to need to fix that. And then in Russian Red. I have used this once, I believe. Then from Milk Makeup, we have Skills. Love this packaging. Much more of a nude. Again, this is a good nude for me most times of the year. Then I have this one, which is pretty old. This is L'Oreal Paris. This is Volcanic. Beautiful, beautiful orangey color. Look at that. Absolutely love it. It's definitely getting older. So I'm going to try to use that up this year. Oh, hey, you know how I said I had an orangey sheer slick earlier? Well, here it is. This is in Golden Pear. Compared to this orange, it's not orange at all. It's brown, but on its own, it's orange with brown, is what I'll say. Okay, then we have Sophia and Mabel. I love this packaging, love this formula. This is Weekend Getaway. This was in Project Pan that I had last year, so I got some good use on it. Just show that one to you as well. Beautiful color, keeping that. Okay, I have Pink Lips. This is Cherry Bomb. I really did enjoy this. I used it a couple times. I believe this one was brought into a Project Pan. It still smells fine, but like, oh, and it's so pretty. But I know it's pretty old, so maybe I'll keep it and bring it into another project soon. I'll have to see. Okay, then I have this one from Essence. This is the Hydro Matte Very Special. This one shocked me. I really enjoy this formula. And it smells great. Then I have a couple from e.l.f. Okay, so these are going to be old. This is the e.l.f. in Berry Sweet and in XO Red. I believe these are the oldest ones I have from them. So it's kind of like a tinted lip balm type thing, but a little thicker. Beautiful, beautiful colors. But again, I just kind of forget about them. They look fine and they smell fine. So I want to keep them and we're going to give them some love this year. Then also from e.l.f. I have these two packagings. Again, I don't think that these are being made anymore, but these are in Taffy and Pepper. And these are going to be a little bit more pigmented. Beautiful. Like in here it looks red, but on the skin it's more orange. Absolutely love that. And then this one is a more neutral color with a pink lane. And lastly, here we have a beautiful orange from CoverGirl. From CoverGirl, this is Orange AF. Absolutely love this color. I've only used it a couple times though. Ooh, let me put it next to this orange. Ooh, look at that, guys. That is super orange. So keeping that. So guys, we started with 27 products in this section. We are parting with one. Just one. But look at those colors. Beautiful, beautiful colors. You can tell in lipsticks, I don't wear a lot of browns. I wear reds, a little bit of pink, a little bit of orange. I'm really hoping, because my natural light that's helping me with this is really struggling right now. So hopefully this is showing up really well for you. Okay guys, we are in our last portion of this video. I once again had to adjust the lighting because cloud cover is getting something crazy. I think we're about to get more snow. Oh joy, it has been snowy and freezing here. Well, let's continue this video and jump into the very last part of this. This is going to be lip glosses, lip butters, liquid lipsticks. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff along those lines. Okay, let's just go. So first let's do these. I have these two from Rare Beauty. Beautiful packaging. I love the feel and the look of them. They are the Matte Lip Cream. I have it in Inspire and Strength. Beautiful, beautiful colors. Keeping them both. Definitely encourage wearing with a lip liner. Let's go over here to all the Ofra cosmetic stuff because there is quite a lot. I once last year and even the beginning of this year, I said that I had a goal to own every single liquid lipstick. But then come summertime this year, they just didn't work great for me and I kind of forgot about them. So I'm not sure if that is still a thing. I did recently part with 2 that were unopened in a set. So maybe that's not a thing for me anymore. But we're gonna still look at what I have, probably keeping them all. Because they still work fine. But I have this beautiful collection of the mini ones. They're just so fun, so cute. Some of them were bought in multi-packs, and then some of them they randomly will put one in with your orders. So I might even have doubles. So these are all the long-lasting liquid lipstick. I have it unzipped. This is a second unzipped. Then I have Sao Paulo, possibly. Hopefully that is showing up to where you guys can read that. Then I have Manila. And then I have a Canyon. And then I have Sanibel. I'm really not doing awesome on these names. And then I have Verona. Then I have Las Olas. And then we have Bel Air and Bal Harbor. A lot of these are more like around like the brown, the neutral brown color, with some like these actually being the only 2 that are pinky. So keeping all of those. Then I do have 2, let's see, that aren't liquid lipsticks. These 2 are lip glosses. This one is Scorpio, and this one is S Mint 10. They're pretty. And then I have one flexi stick from them in Slush, really pretty. And then back to our long-lasting liquid lipsticks. I have this one I have not even opened yet. This is in Henna. It looks kind of dark for me, but I'm still keeping it. And then I have these 4, which out of these 4, I wonder if you can tell what my favorite color is. So first I have Leora, which was a collab. And then we have Sobe, which might have also been a collab. I'm not sure. And then we have Queens. Absolutely love this one. This one is my favorite. I'm gonna go ahead and show you this one. It is starting to get a little bit thicker, so I might have to play around with that a little bit and give it some love before it goes bad. But I love this formula. Love this color, super dark, beautiful purple. And you can like push it out or like blend it out to make it really more light if you wanted it to. Okay, keeping all those. Then we have this one from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This, I believe, is another liquid lipstick. Yes, in Starfish. I don't know that I've used it, and I believe this is my only Anastasia Beverly Hills product. I think I used to have a foundation, but I parted ways with that. I'm gonna keep it for now. All right, then I have this beautiful Belle and Argent. I use this, it's a lip gloss, but I use it as a topper for liquid lipsticks. It is pretty, but it is pretty yellow. Let's see. By itself isn't something that I would wear. I don't know if you can even see a little bit of that glimmer. It still smells fine, but I forget about it. And when I do use it, I like it, but I don't love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and part with this one. Yes. Yes, I'm gonna do that. Okay. Then this one I use as a topper as well. This is Laritzy Cosmetics in the shade Aura. This one is a completely different color. This one I have worn on its own because it's got this purple sheen to it. I don't really enjoy wearing it all by itself, but I do really like it. So even though it's, I don't know, I feel like it has more color pigment than that one, and I do like it better on top of other products. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep that. In fact, this one is almost dry, so in a minute, maybe I can put it on that and show you what that looks like. Okay, let's see. I kind of had these organized somewhat by brand, but then also somewhat by color. We're going to jump into the lip glosses real fast. These are Rimmel London lip glosses that I have had for a very, very long time. I have 3 of them, it looks like. I have it in 640, All Day Seduction, 125, Down to Gloss, and then 340, which is Captivate. Captivate is a pinky shimmer. It still smells fine, looks fine. Again, it's something I kind of forget about. I'm not a huge gloss person. I love the lifter glosses. These are okay. Oh gosh, let's see. This one I believe was my favorite with the orange. I don't think I reached for these maybe once or twice this last year. This one's a more neutral brown. That's actually really pretty. Dang it, okay. I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep these for now, but I think if I don't reach for them this year, I will be parting with these because they're getting to the point where they're gonna get too old. Okay, then I have this one from e.l.f. This is a lip lacquer. I used this like crazy for a while. This is in the shade Moody. I used this in a project pan and I got so much progress on it. It is unfortunately definitely starting to split. It was a beautiful color, beautiful product. Loved this. I'm so glad I used it in a project pan so that I could get all of that product used up. But it is time to part with it because it is starting to turn and go bad. All right, over here I have from Wet n Wild. This is a lip gloss in the shade Sinless. This is one I keep around for fun. I absolutely love it. I have brought it in, I think, for a project pan here or there. Not for much uses though, but it's really a fun color that is very unique to my collection, and it still smells okay and it still looks fine and works great, and I'm gonna keep it. It's not really a color I gravitate towards much, but I do enjoy it. When I want this color, I love this one. And it's not something I would go out and rebuy because it's not a color I use very often. Okay, then over here I have these, I believe they're all, let's see, butter glosses. Well, 3 butter glosses and 1 soft matte lip cream. So they're all from NYX. The butter glosses were a beautiful formula. I don't think they make them anymore. I have it in Praline, Ginger Snap, and Orangesicle. Go ahead and swatch those for you. Absolutely beautiful formulas. But I kind of forgot about them this year. So maybe I should bring them back in. Maybe I should bring them into some projects. Oh gosh. Okay, I like that those browns are so completely different from each other. And then this orange. The orange does seem to be getting a little thick, but look at that. It is gorgeous. I am keeping those for sure. Then the soft matte one is actually still sealed. It is in Cario. It kind of looks like it's going to be really light for me. And I kind of bought this thinking it was one of the butters, but it's obviously not. Or maybe I got this in a Ipsy and I just thought that it was a lip butter. Since this one opened, I'm going to go ahead and see if somebody else would like it. All right, then we have right here, this is Kismet in the shade Baby. I believe this one was also a liquid, or this is a lip plumping gloss. I don't like those at all, and it is separating. I believe, bring this into a project pan last year, and it's just time to part with it. I don't like it. Then from Trust Fund Beauty, this one is a Lipgasm in the shade Text Me. I remember liking it, but yeah, the smell, it's kind of turning, and I don't know if you can see on here, but right at the tip-ish, there's kind of this dark line, and I don't know if that's from putting it over something, or if that's like something bacteria-wise that's growing. So I'm gonna go ahead and part with this. It was a beautiful color. I would like to get this again, but if they had like a smaller version, because I obviously don't use it that much, but I did like this color. All right, let's just work this way. I still have this travel size, I think is what it's called. This, I believe, is in the old packaging from, I believe it's now KVD Beauty. Yeah, so KVD Beauty. And this is the Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in Ruthless. I absolutely love this product. It still smells great. I've had it for quite a long time, and it is such a beautiful color. Keeping this, in fact, I think it's time for me to possibly look into more colors from this. I know I'm pretty sure I said that last year, but I think this year I might actually do it. Because I definitely prefer this formula to the Ofra formula, which is unfortunate to say because I love it. I do still like the Ofra formula, but I feel like this one has just held up so much better. Sorry. All right, then Bare Minerals Gen Nude in Addiction. I don't remember if this was a lip gloss or a liquid lip. I think it was a liquid lip. Let's see how it dries down. Beautiful, beautiful color. Oh, that might actually be a gloss. That's pretty sticky. Okay, so I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. That's really pretty too. Okay, then I have this one from Victoria's Secret. Does Victoria's Secret even still do makeup? I haven't bought makeup from them in so long. I don't even know if they do. This one is the Color Shine Gloss in Red Hot. This was only $10. From Victoria's Secret, I feel like that's awesome. This is like a sheer red with a bit of a pink tone for me. I really enjoy it. I just, again, kept forgetting about it. Gonna have to change that this year because I've got some really pretty colors going on here. Then another red we have here is from Stila Cosmetics. I still really enjoy these. These are their Stay All Day Liquid Lip in, this is Beso. Let's test that one. Okay, that one smells fine. Oh my goodness, look at that red. That is a beautiful, gorgeous red. I need to wear that more often. I thought I had another, yeah, I have this Stila in Verona. This is more of a brown nude. Beautiful formula. I will say I also really like this formula better than this formula. I feel like I'm like cheating on Ofra Cosmetics, but I'm just saying what it is, okay? Okay, and then, oh yeah, I have this Stila as well in Lido. I don't know. This one is, gosh, more of a gray tone brown, but still really, really pretty. Okay, then we have this Illuminati liquid lipstick, which I have not opened, and Symbol liquid lipstick. It looks like a pretty color, but I feel like I have so many others in this, and I don't recognize this as a brand that's like a well-known brand or one I should really spend a lot of time talking about. Maybe I will be regretting this, but it's still sealed. I'm gonna pass it on and let somebody else give it some love. Okay, then we have, do you guys remember this? I don't even know if they still sell these. This was the CoverGirl Katy Perry collection. We've got a little kitty there. It was the Katy Cat Gloss. I believe there were multiple shades. This one is in Indigo Cat. Love the little top, even though I don't like cats. I mean, I don't hate them. I just don't love them. But beautiful, beautiful color. And this was a gloss, so, but for a gloss, it was so thick. It still is pretty thick. It has so much color payoff. Like, look at that. It is absolutely gorgeous. Still keeping that. Then I have these two from Revlon, and I know last year I said that they were already slightly iffy if I was going to keep them or not. I didn't reach for them at all this year. So let's compare. Let's see. These are both, I believe, glosses. Color Burst. This is in Fire. I don't remember if this is a gloss or a liquid lip. Still smells fine. Let me put it next to this red. And we'll see how it dries down, because that's gorgeous. Oh my goodness. I might just keep that still. And then this one in Established Embelly, right? I don't know, it's 056. It's like a purple with, a very dark purple with purple shimmers. Okay, this one is reacting completely different than that red was. Let me just see if it needs a shaken and a mix-in. That is better, but it feels much different than that red did. And it's much sheerer than I remember it being, and I don't see as much sparkle. It's not gonna bring me as much joy, so I'm gonna part with this one. Still thinking about this red one. We'll see. Okay, moving on. Here we have the Maybelline Superstay 24 color. This is the one with two sides. First, you do this side, which last year I had more of these, but I parted with them. This one still smells fine. This is another red, so I'm going to put it right here. So first you do this. Look at how pretty. Okay. Sorry, my puppy is in the background whining. And then you do this side too. And I don't remember if you're supposed to wait or what. Let's see. Does it say anywhere? Because I haven't used this in forever. It doesn't say, so I don't remember if you're supposed to put it right on. So we're gonna do this in two testings. So that one there, and then this one here. Okay, so this one I'm gonna let dry, and then I'll put the thing on. And then this one, which I have clearly not used, I am going to put directly on. This is probably not how it's supposed to be. Something is telling me this is completely wrong. That feels completely wrong. If you guys all use this product, you're probably like, no, that's supposed to be for taking it off. I don't know, man. I didn't use this. I'm gonna let that keep drying. I'm gonna put this to the side, but I'm leaning heavily towards partying with that. Okay, moving on. I have one. I thought I had a second one, but I don't know where it is. This is the Super Stay Vinyl Ink from Maybelline. This is in the shade Wicked. Guys, I have friends that swear by this, and I keep forgetting to give it a shot. Oh my goodness. Okay. Put that right there, and we're gonna see how it dries down. Wow, that looks much more purple on camera for you guys. It's a really pretty red. Let me see if I adjust my colors a little bit, if you will see. No. I don't know. It is clearly red to me, so hopefully in editing it shows red for you guys. Keeping that. Then I have these three also from Maybelline. I feel like these were like the precursors to this, because these are the Super Stay Matte Ink, and then they kind of switched to the Super Stay Vinyl Ink. These aren't amazing to work with, but they're great colors. So this one is in shade Heroin? I don't know. It's an orange. It's number 25. Beautiful. I'm gonna put that orange over here. Oh my goodness. It's so pretty. And we have 105 Explorer. This one I wore the most. But again, it's kind of difficult to work with on the lips. That one is very similar to the kitty cat one, but it dries down differently. And then lastly, in the shade Romantic, this one I believe I used the least. In fact, I know I used it the least, because this is not a color I use in my collection. But I like having one in that color, okay? That way if I want to go crazy and try something different, I can. It's funny to me that this red is kind of showing up similar to these browns, when it's really, this red is much closer to between this red and this orange. This is such a funny look. All right, so this one is still drying down a little bit, so I'm going to give it another moment. These three that I just swatched, I am keeping. Oh, I do have this last one, which I have not unsealed, so I'm not going to unseal it just yet, but I am going to keep it. It is the NYX Lingerie XXL Lip Professional Matte Liquid Lip. This is in the shade Naughty Noir. I think that's how you say it. It's black. It's a black. It's something I bought for a look that my husband wanted to make, and then we didn't use it. So maybe he'll do that this year. We'll see. But I'm not going to open it because I don't want it to go ahead and start getting bad faster than it already will. All right, so to these two that I'm iffy on, I'm going to put everything back in here, and then we'll come back to these. So I did go ahead and shake this up and mix it up a little bit better to see if it worked better, and it did. It goes on a lot smoother and softer. It's still not as nice going on as the Stila Cosmetics or the Kate Von, the KVD one. But I love the colors. And I love that they're supposed to last, I believe, like 32 months. Let's see. 34 months. Maybe they don't actually. Okay guys, we started this one with 49. 49, and let's just take a quick look back at these two and make a decision. This one is a gloss. I don't feel like I have a red gloss anywhere outside of like the lip oil. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one. And then this Super Stay one. Okay, so this is now almost all the way dry. So let's test this now. Oh, okay. I think that this was to make it Super Stay because that's not coming off. And it gave it more of a shiny look. This is a two-step process that I'm just not. I really like the color, but I'm not going to use it by itself because I have other reds. Dang it. I really like the red, but I don't want to keep it. I do not want to keep it. Okay, so we are parting with this one. So that brings this section's declutter to 8. Got a lot of nudes, and a red and a purple. Yeah, so 8 of those. So that brings today's total declutter number to 22 lip products being removed from my collection. Guys, I don't remember last year's, but something is telling me that this number is bigger than last year's. I will say that I am very shocked because I love these products. So I'm very impressed by myself and these. Did you think I would get rid of this many? I even got rid of 2 items that are completely unopened, unused. Guys, I am very proud of myself, and I'm excited to see how my new slightly slimmed down collection gets hopefully more use as we go through 2024. Okay, every single palette I have is here, separated in piles by the different brands. So you can see I have all my color pops, everything. We're not going to go in any particular order other than I will show it to you by brand. I'm going to try to make this a quick one, but guys, this is every single palette that I believe I own. So we're gonna go fast, okay? Let's go. I am going to try to be fair in this declutter, okay? If it's something I've not used, I will probably be parting with it, especially if it's something that I'm not using because it's not appealing to me. So we definitely want to use the stuff that's in our collection, okay? So, where to start on this giant pile? Hello. We're just going to start with CoverGirl, okay? This is the only CoverGirl palette I have, which is shocking to me, in all honesty, and I even bought this year. I know in past years I've had CoverGirl, I think it was individual eyeshadows though. So this one is Candlelight Burgundy. It was okay. I've reached for it a few times after the video that I used this in, and it's good for drugstore, but I will say that I'm not like the biggest fan of the shimmers, but they work. They work for the price point they are. I think that they do okay. I'm gonna keep that. And we're gonna just grab my Too Faced palettes. I still only have 2. I have the Pretty Rich Too Faced, which is this beautiful thing, which even though I only used it maybe a couple times this year, and the shades and shimmers aren't working all that great, and the quality is going down because of the age, I still love it. It's still one of the first Too Faced products for me, and it's beautiful packaging. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep this still. Then I also have the Too Faced Chocolate Bar, which was the other first purchase that I had. I believe I bought those two together. This one at the beginning of the year, I ranked pretty low, and then I brought it in to a project pan and got to play with it, and I fell in love with this palette. The smell is still there. It still smells so chocolatey. I will say for a neutral palette, this is awesome. So keeping that. Then we're gonna bring in the Ace Beauté. I don't know. I always get that wrong. I have two palettes from them here. I thought I had a third one, but I can't find it if I do. This one is the Falling For You. Clearly a fall palette. Absolutely love this thing. Definitely going to be keeping that. And the Nostalgia palette, which I love. This one I bring into a lot of different looks for a lot of different pops of color. Okay, right here, we're going to talk about these two. So these two, from my understanding, which I have not really searched much. I don't like the lighting in this, guys. Hold on. Hopefully that helps. But I have not searched all that much, but from what I have found, that these two are the same, like, umbrella company, but they are different companies and brands under that, but also owned together. So we have the Revolution brand and the I Heart Revolution, and then I do think that there is a third brand with this. So we have the Friends, the one with all of Thanksgiving. This one I did a video on, and I didn't go back and look at that. I'm just going off of memory here. I do know that I did like the look that I got with these palettes, but honestly, what I liked the most about this palette was the friendsness to it, the cuteness, the amazingness. This palette here, I think the shimmer worked well, but I really didn't like the other colors. This one here, again, shimmers worked well. Mattes worked fine, but I don't really gravitate to those. And then this one here, I believe, was my favorite out of all of them. And I do like it, but these all go as a set. And so I'm going to put these in the maybe pile because they are the only Friends thing I have. And I'm sure you guys all know we lost one of the Friends this year, and that makes me so sad. I'm considering keeping it just for that. So maybe this will get decluttered and put into like a shadow box drawer. I don't know, but that's also like a hoarding tendency. I don't know. I will either be decluttering these completely, or they will be going into a shadow box. Either way, they're going out of my main collection. So I have this 3 set leaving my collection. Then from I Heart Revolution, we have the e.l.f. palette. If you saw all my palettes that I bought in 23, then this should look familiar to you. I have not used it yet, but I'm going to show you it. So I don't really have that many thoughts on it. If you want to see a video on it, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just keep it for myself because it is an older one, but it is something that I really wanted. Color Story, not traditionally Christmas, but that's okay. All right, let's go ahead and do Glam Light. This is the first palette I ever got from Glam Light. I found it at TJ Maxx. It is the Icy Blue Raspberry. They do have a red one. I will not be getting that. This one has so many different shades of blue. And in the palette, it kind of looks like you would get just a bunch of the same colors on your eyes from it. But actually, these do work really well. And they do get you enough different looks that I really do enjoy this palette. I do have 2 other items still on their way from Glam Light, so they're not making it into this video, but they did count in the palettes I brought in. They were the Garfield palette and the Hershey's Cookies and Cream palette. Then I have one palette from Violet Voss. I used to have another one. I think I decluttered it last year. Either that or it's misplaced, but I'm pretty sure I decluttered it. All of You Forever, beautiful fall palette, especially if you like more browns and lots of different shades of brown. There is some green, not as much green as I expected to be in an olive palette, but I do enjoy this palette and the quality is amazing. Then I have two new to me palettes and a new to me brand. This is Clarity Cosmetics. I have the Evil Mermaid here, which is the one I believe that is discontinued. I think I said it wrong in the previous video. This one is another blue with some purples type of palette. I have yet to use this, so hopefully my thoughts will come on that soon. The other palette is Safari. Again, I have yet to use this. Really cute packaging from both of them, but look at those. Those shimmers in the palette look beautiful. I really hope that it has the same, I hope it translates to my eyes just as beautifully. Okay, here we have Aether Beauty. This is still, I believe, the only palette I've ever had from them, and I have still yet to use it, but even though I probably should, I'm not going to discontinue this because I have had it in my collection for quite a long time. So discontinuing it, it would need to be trashed because it doesn't have much life left to it, I would assume. But I love the packaging. I absolutely love the packaging. The color story actually looks really cute to me, even though I don't know that I could get that many different colors on my eyes with it, like different looks. I still want to try this. I still want to give this brand a try. I have swatched it a couple times. You know what? There's enough little marks in here that maybe I have used it once. I just don't remember using it. So if I have used it, that's actually kind of bad. I don't know. I'm going to have to give this one some love this year for sure. BH Cosmetics. This is the only one I have from them. This was a TJ Maxx find. It's the Looking Like a Snack. I don't like the way it opens. Like I don't like that. It should have been like this, but you know, it is what it is. It does have a cute mirror. It does have really fun names. I've never opened it. I've never swatched it. It's still completely sealed. And honestly, with the exception of this yummy white shade and Thought and Dirty Talk, and maybe Bootylicious, I don't think I'm gonna want to use this. And I really wanted to give this a try because I've never tried their formula before, but this isn't a color story that I have reached for at all this year, so I think it's time to declutter this. And because it is brand new and it's not old and it's completely steel shrink wrapped, I'm actually going to add this to one of my giveaways that's coming up. So if this looks like a palette you want, make sure you are subscribed so you have a chance to possibly win this. Okay, then we have Natasha Denona. I still only have 3 from them. I'm really shocked that I only have 3 because I had anticipated buying a couple more from her this year, but I just didn't. Quality is amazing. I have here the Cupid 5-pan palette, the Anya 5-pan palette. Hopefully you guys are seeing this really well. The lighting is kind of interesting here. And then finally the Jubilee 5-pan palette. Beautiful quality, beautiful colors. Like I said, I am shocked I didn't end up getting more from her this year, but you know, there's always next year. Okay, let's do this one. This, I believe, is the only palette I have from Essence Beauty. This is something I tried new this year. This is the Hollow Berlin palette, and I was pleasantly surprised. The layout is pretty. The pans are decent size. The colors are really good, and honestly, I reached for this a lot more than I thought this year. So I'm definitely keeping that one, and I highly encourage you, if you like this color story, to look into this palette. Okay, then we have Eloise. I still have 2 items here from Eloise. I have the Queen palette. This one is another beautiful color story, beautiful bright colors and shimmers. I love this one still. I dig into this quite often. I don't really use it as a palette by itself, but it's a palette that I do use with other palettes. So absolutely keeping that one. Then we have the Sahara Nights, which I have yet to use. Guys, this one looks beautiful and I thought I was going to use it, but I haven't even swatched it. I haven't even removed the cover from it. So I'm going to go ahead and part with this one before it gets too old. And I am, because it is very new, still has the cover, and it's never been swatched, I am going to go ahead and add this also to the giveaway. So decluttering and adding to the giveaway. Somebody else can get some fun love with that one. Okay, over here I have the Revlon palette, or sorry, the Rimmel London palette, not Revlon. I've had this one for such a long time, and honestly, I feel like the color story is good. I don't like the pan layout, and I don't like the pan sizes. I especially don't like this little brush it comes with, but I feel like the color story was there, and when I first got it, and now when I used it for a long time, I do feel like it was good. But as I have added other things to my collection, I've left this alone, and I found plenty of other formulas that I like a lot better. And honestly, this is getting very old to the point that, like, I don't know if you can see there in that purple, but it's definitely starting to look old, and the formula is not working as well. It's definitely changed. It's definitely starting to dry out. So I am going to go ahead and completely declutter and discard this one, because this one didn't bring me, this one doesn't have an emotional story to it. This one doesn't have an emotional pull, so it's just going straight to the trash. It's old, and we don't want to put old things that are starting to turn on our eyes. All right, so this one is a declutter. Okay, over here I have two of the newer palettes to me. These are from Nomad Cosmetics. I am so in love with this brand so far. I probably need everything from them. Now, I have yet to actually use this first palette here, but I have swatched it, and the swatches feel amazing, and the color story is amazing. This is the Iceland Fire and Ice. Beautiful palette, beautiful color story. Those oranges really do swatch really well, and I cannot wait to play with this. Then also from Nomad, I have the Ghost Towns USA, and guys, this thing is amazing. The palette itself is just gorgeous, gorgeous. I cannot get over what they did here. I grew up really enjoying Westerns, and this was amazing for me. And the color story inside is just so beautiful. And it swatches so well. I have used it, I want to say twice now on my eyes, so I am going to continue to play with this, but so far, absolutely love this. Cannot recommend this enough. Okay, moving on, we have Ofra Cosmetics. Okay, guys, I didn't place as many orders with them this year, so I believe outside of one of these, this is all the same as last year. So this first one I have is the Mini Mix palette, Good to Go. This one is a face and eyeshadow, like an all over face palette. The eyeshadows are what I'm talking about here today. I will say that the quality is really, really good, but I only really use 3 shades from this. I did use this red last year for a Christmas look. Outside of that, I use these 2 shimmers here, which this green is beautiful, and this shimmer here. I'm really hoping that you're able to see that really well. Let's just show you this green, okay? This green, guys, oh my goodness, it is beautiful. Oh, wow. Okay, I can't get over this green. This green is what makes the palette for me, and why I will probably never part with this palette, because I love it. Now, I might be able to depot it. Actually, I should be able to. But I'm not at that point right now, because I do use the other shimmers, and I want to play with those. I don't know why I forget about them. So this one's staying. Then this is the new palette for this year. I got this in one of their scoops. This is the Pro Palette Urban Wanderer. This is a huge, heavy palette. The mirror in here is really nice, but very heavy. The colors in here are really fun. Yeah, they're just really fun. They are really fun. I do like the black shimmer, which is over here. I haven't played much with these colors. But from everything else I've played with, it's been really nice, and I'm really excited that I have this one in my collection. Now, before I put this one away, we're going to talk about another Ofra palette, okay? So there's a palette that I know I am parting with, and it is from this collection here. This is the Luxe Holiday set, includes the Luxe Signature palette, and then a lip gloss and a liquid lipstick. I have never opened it, swatched it, anything, and so I am putting this in a giveaway as well. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that. But the deciding factor on this wasn't because I didn't like this, because I really like this and I like that size, like travel size thing. But the problem is that's not a color story I would travel with, and it looks so similar to that first row there. So that was my deciding factor to part with this one. Keeping this one, parting with this one. I apologize because it looks like my light keeps changing a bit, and it's because I use a mix of natural light and ring light, and I am working on lighting. I am, but I apologize, and I appreciate those who sit through it. Okay, last two, I believe, from Ofra Cosmetics. I have the Ofra X, oh gosh, I can't remember how she says her name. You can read it. She is here on YouTube. She's a beautiful YouTuber based out of New York who does wonderful makeup. She did this collab with them, and it had a palette, a liquid lipstick, and a lip gloss. I've already taken out the lip products, but this here, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, but I forget about it. But I have a signed box. I wish that Ofra would stop doing the signed boxes and instead do the signed palettes, because I'd rather just hold on to this and get rid of this, but I'm keeping this because it's signed. I don't know. I'm going to keep this still, and if I don't use it by next year, I might part with it. Don't hold me to that because it's beautiful. Maybe I should store this outside of the box. I don't know. I'll make that decision later. Okay, then I have this Ofra Cosmetics collab. You can also read that name there because I have butchered that too many times, and I forgot to look it up before starting this. This is another signed thing. I don't actually know this creator that much. I know I've watched a few of her things. She's beautiful. Seems very sweet, but I have not watched much of her stuff, so I don't have that much of a tie to her. This pack just came with a palette and then a liquid lipstick, which I believe I've taken the liquid lipstick out. The palette is still in here, and I don't remember if I've used this. Let's see. Okay, so I think I have used this once or twice because there is a little marking there. Oh yes, this blue. This blue I have definitely used. I will say Ofra does their shimmers so beautifully. I'm gonna show you that. Look at that, guys. It's gorgeous. Let's just put it right there next to that green. Oh my goodness. This one does work best. I find a little wet, but it builds so nicely. Like, look at those two together. Ooh, I just had an idea for a look. Why have I not thought of that before? So this one, if it wasn't for that blue and this shimmery transition pink, I would probably part with this because I don't reach for it anymore. So maybe I will depop those and part with the rest. I don't know. For now, I'm keeping them. But I do stand on my thing. I wish the palettes would be signed and not the packaging. Although this one isn't the packaging. This one's just a slip, which is kind of even weirder to me. I don't know. I have to rethink how I store these things and if I want to continue to store them. Okay, we're getting to the end. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4 more brands to talk about, okay? Yes, they have a lot in them, but that's a different topic. Okay, so first we have e.l.f. This is the 18 Hit Wonders palette. This one I did bring in this year, I believe, for one of my Project Pans or my Project Level Up, something like that. And I really found that it was a good drugstore palette. Like, I don't know why I neglected it for so long. I am going to keep this. I will say, even though I like that yellow, it is a little difficult to work with. Some of the shades in here are a little patchy, and you do have to blend them quite a while, but the quality for a drugstore is actually really good. And the color story is amazing to find. So keeping this still, it is getting old, but I am going to go ahead and continue to keep this because I do actually bring it in with some other palettes. All right, then I have a whole bunch of the bite-sized palettes, and it was originally my goal to own them all. But then they kind of slowed down with making them, and then some of the ones that came out had different quality than the others, and I kind of stopped. So these, I believe, with the exception of maybe one, maybe, I had at the beginning of last year as well. Actually, maybe all of these I had at the beginning of last year. I don't fully remember. If you want to see that video, I will link it above. But we're going to go through these because I don't need them all. I'm no longer in that I want to collect them all because honestly, they're not coming out with that many more, and the quality has been different every time, and the pricing has changed. And if the pricing stayed the same and the quality stayed the same or got better, then I would probably continue. But since it hasn't, I'm not. So let's go through these because we're going to declutter some, okay? This one is a keep for sure. This is the Berry Bad. I want to say this is probably my favorite from them. I do absolutely love this. I can make a decent amount of looks with it, but I do wish it had a 5th shade. That is my biggest problem with these. Well, that and the fact that the packaging is pretty cheap, but I'm keeping that one. This one is Acai You. This one is harder to make a lot of different looks with, but it is beautiful colors, and I have used it, and I think I'm going to keep it for now. Then I have the Mint Melt Mint 2B. This one was in a project. I don't remember which one, but it stayed in it for quite a long time because it needed quite a lot of uses. Through using that, I found that it was kind of difficult to make too many different looks with this, but I did really enjoy the shimmers. And so I'm going to keep that for now because I have used it and I do enjoy the shimmers. The mattes work great. They're just, I have to use other palettes along with this in order to use those. So, but I'm going to keep that for now. Then we have the Carnival Candy. This color story I do not like. I like that they did a pop of color. That blue is beautiful, but I feel like they could have replaced this matte with a different color because we have 3 mattes and 1 shimmery in here. And I feel like they could have done something different with this one. But I have dug into this quite a bit. In fact, I think outside of this one, this is my most used one because it's got some divots in it. Like it looks like it might actually hit pan soon. So I'm going to keep this one for now. Okay, then we have one that I have yet to open. This one is the shade Truffles. And this one's really pretty, okay? It has what looks to be a silver shimmer, a matte light brown, a matte deeper brown, and then a black. And this actually reminds me of the Natasha Denona palette. It reminds me a little bit of this one where we've got the silvery shimmer. Those look pretty similar in there at least. These are clearly not the same shade, but they're going for the same vibe. Then if you move down here, you've got this one, which is darker like this one, but this one is clearly dark in the e.l.f. And then it just gives me the same little vibes, and I've been wanting to compare them, and I just keep forgetting. So I am going to keep this one for now to be able to eventually do that comparison. But if I don't do it soon, I will declutter this soon. Okay, then we have another one that is not opened. This is the Hot Jalapeno. This one I was very excited about, especially for that yellow shimmer there, or goldish yellow, I don't know. I do not have anything like this in my collection, and that's why I'm holding on to it. I want to give this a shot to see if I might like greens like this before I spend a lot of money on maybe other brands. So I'm going to keep this for now. Then I have the Mint Melt Chocolate Mint, and this one I do like better because I feel like even though it's got 2 browns and then 2 matte browns, and then 2 shimmers. The shimmers are different enough from each other that I feel like you can get a lot of different colors on this. I have opened this, but I don't think outside of swatching this, I have actually used it. So I am going to keep it, but if I don't use it at all this next year, I'll probably be decluttering it. We're not doing so great here, guys. I don't think I put anything in the declutter from this yet. Uh-oh. All right, then we have this one. This one is Cream and Sugar, and this one also makes me think of a Natasha Denona palette. Even though these are clearly not the same, this one gives me the vibes of this one. This one I have opened, so I can open it and show you. Maybe these are also very difficult to open. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. There's the e.l.f. one. And then the Natasha Denona one is clearly darker, but kind of gives similar vibes, at least when you see them separately. Like when I see this, I think, oh, I think I have that in Natasha Denona. And then when I see this, I'm like, oh, I think I have that in e.l.f. Seeing them together, they look a lot different from each other, but like those shimmers there kind of match up. I don't know. I think I want to do a video with this as well, especially because I already opened this. If I hadn't opened this though, I would have actually decluttered this one. But this one is open, so I might as well see what I can do with it. All right, we're almost done. Are we actually getting rid of any of these? Let's see. The next one is Rose Water. This one is not open. And this one is, I think, newer. It was in the collection at the beginning of the year, but I think it was like one of the newer purchases I made. And this one, it looks really pretty, especially that one there. I don't know if you can tell, but it has like a dark brown with some gold shimmers in it. And this one looks so, so pretty, but I think I do need to part with it because I don't, outside of this shimmer here, I don't see myself wanting to open this and reach for this. So I will be decluttering this because it's not that old and it is 100% sealed. I am also going to add this to my giveaway. So declutter and giveaway for this one. And then the last e.l.f. palette is Pumpkin Pie. I was so excited for this one. And then I got it. Like I bought it and I was still excited, but then it just has sat here. And these shimmers look beautiful. And this matte looks really pretty too. But I just don't think I'm going to use it. I just don't think. And it is, again, not old, and it is still completely sealed. So not only am I going to declutter it, I'm also going to add it to the giveaway. Okay, so we parted with 2 from e.l.f. That's not as many as I had wanted to part with, but you know, progress was made. Little bits at a time is fine. Okay, next I have one palette from Studio Makeup, and it is Sheen and Fate is the name of the palette. I got this in a BoxyCharm or Nipsey or one of those things. I want to say earlier this year or at the very end of last year. And guys, no, it was at the very end of last year. Maybe. I don't know. If I did get this in this year, this should have been in my every palette I received this year, but it wasn't. So that's why I'm thinking the end of last year. I could be wrong. I may have made a mistake. I don't know. I, outside of swatching this, have not used it, and I don't even remember swatching this, but this one palette, Dusk, does have a little marking on it that looks like a swatch, but nothing else has it. So that's why I'm thinking I have, because it looks like maybe I have swatched it, even though I know I haven't used it. I am going to go ahead and keep it. No, I'm not. I'm not going to keep it. I am going to declutter it. It won't be in the giveaway because it's been somewhat touched. I will see if a friend wants it though. I have a lot of friends who like more neutral colors, so they'll probably want this. So I will be decluttering this, and I am sad to do that because I wanted to know what this formula was like. But I know myself and I'm not going to grab it. So it's going bye-bye. Okay, we have 2 more brands to go. We're going to start with Juvia's Place. Juvia's Place. Oh my Juvia's Place. Okay, first we have a Blushed Rose. Beautiful, beautiful palette. I actually enjoyed using this a lot more than I thought I was going to, because I don't really do a lot of pinks and reds, but I brought this into a project and actually fell in love with this. Now, I will not be purposely buying more pink and red palettes just because I fell in love with this, because I do think it had to do with these exact tones and this formula. So I am keeping that, but I don't think I'm gonna buy more like that. So then I also have the Bronzed Rustic, which I have not used, which I am shocked by because this is the one that I bought this 2-pack for. But that one looks beautiful. It does. I'm keeping it because I want to try it. I love the Juvia's Place formula, so I don't foresee parting with anything that I haven't used at least. Okay, then I have the Magic Mini. Like, their cover art is gorgeous, guys. Absolutely gorgeous. This one does still have the cover over it, but I know that I have used this because there's little divots here, there's little divots here, and even in the mattes there's little divots. So I know I've used this. I think I just kept this on here because some of the shimmers, like you can see maybe down here, kind of spread a little bit easier. So that's why I've kept this on here. But this is a beautiful, beautiful palette. Absolutely gorgeous. Definitely keeping that. Then we have the Zulu palette, which has bigger pans. I have used this at least a couple times this year. I really like it. Like, I like the size of the pans, but I wish that there was maybe one more row to give a little bit more variety. But I do really like it. Like, these colors are gorgeous. Absolutely freaking amazing. Let's see, we have a green and a blue already on my hand. Let's swatch this purple. This is a matte. It's so soft, so pretty. Look at that, guys. Oh, I think I just made a beautiful color story. I might have to try that on my eyes. Wow. Okay. Be on the lookout. There might be a color like this coming to my eyeballs soon. Okay. First we have the Culture palette, which I have used. I just like keeping it in the container and sleeved and everything. Look at that, guys. Beautiful, beautiful palettes. If you want to see more multi-looks with one palette videos, let me know. Those honestly take a lot of time and a lot of work to film, but they're my favorite to film. However, they do not do well for views. So that's why I've been doing them very scarcely. So if you do want to see anything from a specific palette, let me know and I will definitely look into doing those. And then we have the Culture 2. Again, I have used this. I just like to keep it stored. These are beautiful, not only beautiful color stories, but beautiful artwork. Like, the detailing that goes into this is gorgeous. And then the colors you get are just amazing. Guys, I cannot tell you how in love with Juvia's Place I am. Like, their color stories, their everything, like, is just beautiful. I have not tried much from outside of their eyeshadows, so I don't know much about the rest of their line. Okay, guys, lastly but not least, we have ColourPop. ColourPop is definitely a contender for the most from one brand that I have, outside of the e.l.f. because of all those mini palettes, I believe. So let's just dive in. So first we're gonna talk about this one. This is Flutter by. This is a purpley palette from them. Really pretty, much more on the neutral when it comes to purples and browns and those type of tones. I really enjoy it. Well, I enjoy the color story. I have this in a project pan, guys, and I have yet to use it, and I feel so guilty about that. So yeah, I think this video is coming out after that update, so If you haven't watched that video, spoiler, this didn't get used, unfortunately, but I am keeping it because I bought it because I love sparrows and butterflies. That is the channel name of my original channel, which I will be going back to do non-makeup related things hopefully here soon. But I love this and I am keeping this. I shouldn't, but I am. I just am. Okay? Okay. Then I have this Star Wars collection. I believe there's only 4 in this collection, and then there's like another like larger pan palette or larger palette that they have, which I want, but I don't want because it doesn't fit this size and it doesn't fit that size. And honestly, those are the only 2 sizes I want to keep because it stores better when they all match. Anyway, I believe this is the one that I brought in this year. This is the Mandalorian. This one I feel like goes wonderfully with the colors of the Mandalorian, but it is a palette that I have not reached for yet, even though it's adorable, because it's not colors that I've really been wanting this year. So hopefully next year I will dig into that and give that some love. Then I have a C3PO. This is where I need to try, okay? I need to get into the yellows to see if I like yellows, okay? This one, again, I have not tried, but it's a beautiful palette. Beautiful palette, and I'm very glad to keep it in my collection. Then I have the Vader palette, and guys, this one is really, really cool. And I'm really shocked that I haven't reached for it because this color story I could do so much with, and I feel like would look really good on my skin tone, and I don't know why I forget about it. I don't know why, but I'm not going to forget about this year. I'm going to use it. And it is staying in my collection. And then this one that will probably never leave my collection. This is called the Child palette officially. His name is Grogu, but if you're original, if you're OG, you probably still call him Baby Yoda. Because Baby Yoda is him. And it is just the cutest packaging. Absolutely the cutest packaging. He's one of my favorite characters of all time. So I will never be parting with this. I don't think I will. But also the color story is really pretty, and I have reached for this. I wouldn't say all that often because I don't wear all that many greens. But this palette, I believe, is the palette that let me know I could wear greens. I really do enjoy this. I feel like they did a great job of making this very usable, but also making it fit the theme. Like, this is one of the palettes that they did completely right. And the formula is really nice. Okay, then we have Wine and Only. And when you guys saw this in my collection last, it was for last year's collection. And I had said that I hadn't used it yet. And I was kind of afraid because I don't do reds and pinks. But guys, I used it. I did end up using it. And I actually liked it a lot more than I expected. I still don't consider myself somebody who uses a lot of reds and pinks. And so therefore I am trying to not buy things with red and pink in it. But I actually really like this one, and I'm gonna keep it. This is the only one I've ever had from this like plastic cases from them, and probably the only one because I don't like the plastic case. But I think this is really nice. If you are somebody who likes reds and pinks, this is a good palette to look into if it's still available. And I think this is really, really good for like Valentine's Day looks. All right, the last pile, the very, very last pile are my ColourPop Mega palettes. I still want to own all of them, and this year I made some progress, okay? So first we have the Getting Fresh, which is beautiful springy colors. These are different greens than what I'm used to using, so I'm gonna have some fun trying to see if I like them. This one does have a lot more like neutral colors than I expected it to have. Like when, I don't know, when I saw this palette, like I saw how many were in here, but I think that they would have done better if they had less browns and taupes, okay? Because we've got what? We've got like one brown there, brown there, brown there, a grayish, a reddish brown, a taupe, a pinky brown, a grayish brown, an orangey brown, and a light orangey pink. Like, I feel like they could have gotten rid of one of these and done a brighter color for those. And then I feel like they could have done away with this color. This color looks boring. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents. They mean absolutely nothing to anybody but me. Or maybe you also agree. I don't know. Then I have the Stone Cold Fox, which I was so excited. I have been wanting this one since the moment it came out. And guys, I don't know why I am the way I am, but I have not used it at all. But look at how pretty it is. I don't know. I just keep forgetting about it, or like this year I really didn't reach for these type of colors, and I think that really played a part in everything this year. So I will hopefully play with it next year. Maybe I'll be more into these cool tone things. I hope those are cool tone. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Then we have Play It Jewel, which is my newest purchase from ColourPop, and the only makeup palette, I believe, that doesn't open from the top. Beautiful packaging, and I have not had a chance to play with this because I did just get it, but look at those colors. Hopefully this is showing up really nicely for you because this color story is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait to dig into this, but also I want to make a note that there are so many colors here that, like, I feel like they could have done a couple things different. So I don't think that they needed that one and that one, even though they're completely different. I feel like that was too much. These two, I feel like they could have picked one. Yeah, I know, I'm nitpicking right now. Okay, moving on. Then we have the Aurora Struck. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Like, the packaging is gorgeous, but then the inside. I actually used this non-stop for so many months that I had to put myself on a 3-month ban from this. And guys, let me tell you, as soon as that 3-month ban was up, I went straight to this. And it's a good thing I did that 3-month ban, because that's the only time I really played with other palettes outside of like Project Pans or like trying them because I just got them. This palette is beautiful. You can do so much with this palette, and the quality is amazing. I really hope to see more brands come out with this, and honestly, we did. Just in the last month, I'd say, we saw a couple brands come out with very similar color stories. All right, then we have Bare Necessities, and guys, this is my go-to neutral palette because it has so much variety and so many of the tones that I use, and look how messy that is. That is not because anything has fallen out. That is because I use this palette to death, okay? I don't think there is a single shade in here I have not used. I definitely have shades that I use more than others, but I go into this palette anytime I need a neutral look, or even if I want just like a transition shade with a colorful palette that doesn't have anything for me to use. So this palette is clearly a loved palette. I have even tried cleaning it a few times, and obviously it doesn't stay very clean. And lastly, we have the Smokin' Hot from ColourPop. This one I was very excited for, but I have shockingly not used it nearly as much. I want to say I've used it 2, maybe 3 times, but it is a beautiful palette. It's got so many different oranges and reds and some like deeper pinks, and I don't know. Again, I don't wear reds and pinks, so the fact that I bought this really for the oranges, in all honesty. And there's lots of shades in here I have yet to dig into, so I really don't want to say much about this palette, but I was very excited for it, and I still am happy I have it, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to do much with it. But we'll see. Time will tell. Time will tell. Okay, so on the screen, I will put the starting number of palettes we started with because I forgot to count before this. So this is what we started with. And now let's see, what are we going down? What have we decluttered? All right, guys, and this is our declutter basket, not this. Ignore this, ignore that. All right, how many did we declutter? Well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because there's 3 in here. So we decluttered 10 from my collection. I think that's actually a really good amount for decluttering. I decluttered things that I know I was going to use again. I decluttered things that I knew could get better love elsewhere. And guys, good morning, friends, and welcome back to my channel for another makeup related video. Today it is beautifully snowing, although I wasn't hoping for it to snow today because I have to go out and run errands. It always happens that way. It is beautiful to wake up to. I'll change my mind when I have to go out, but it is beautiful. I hope you enjoy the little bit of a scene. I don't know if the camera actually picked up the snowing, but it is snowing really, really strongly right now. So while it's snowing out there, today we are going to go through my single eyeshadows and my eyeshadow sticks, and basically eyeshadow things that don't come in a pan. I do have a couple in here that have like 2 shades in them, maybe 3, but I think they're all like 2. The reason why I'm doing this one separately from my other eyeshadows is because these are stored separately. These honestly have not been used for the most part in a long time, and they're just kind of their own journey, and I want to actually take the time to individually look at each of them, swatch them, and decide if I should keep them. There will most likely be a declutter in this, so if you enjoy that, let's continue. Now, my eyeshadow journey started many, many, many years ago, and I loved the individual eyeshadows. I don't even know, outside of larger brands at the time, like Urban Decay, if I realized that there were eyeshadow palettes. So, and that was for a long time. And so I always individually bought eyeshadows, and then as I got into eyeshadow palettes, I still wanted my individual eyeshadows because they were fun and it's what I was used to buying. And then over the years, I've stopped buying them, and then over more years, I stopped using them. And now it's really hard for me to reach for individual shadow shades. I've tried storing them right next to my mirror. I've tried storing them in my eyeshadow spaces. I've tried storing them in so many places. And I think I'm just, for the most part, with very few exceptions, kind of over the single eyeshadow phase of my life. So with that, I'm going to try to be ruthless in this, knowing that I don't reach for many of these products. If you see a product in here that I did reach for this year, it is probably because it was rolled into a project pan, or because I received it in an Ipsy and I wanted to try it right there with you, but I probably didn't use it much after that. Okay, so like I said, this is individual eyeshadow type products that includes liquid eyeshadows and stuff like that, because they are still single shade things. This video is going to take us a little bit of time because I am going to try to swatch as many as possible. So if you like to grab a snack, a drink, sit down, get comfortable, or maybe you're watching while doing some chores or cleaning up Christmas. I know I still have to do that too. I'm just gonna dig straight in and see what there is. Okay, so first we have this one from INT Cosmetics. This is the Goodness Gold eyeshadow, and this is an example of an eyeshadow color that I would reach for. But have I reached for it? Probably maybe once this year, if at all. It kind of has a smell to it now, so I'm not even going to swatch it. I am just going to say goodbye. It is a beautiful color, and I do remember loving it, but it's time for that one to go away. So our first declutter right off the bat. Woo! Okay. And we have this from ColourPop. This is their Super Shock in the shade Sailor. And I've had this one for a really long time, but only this year through the help of a project pan was I actually able to use it and remember that I owned it. And since rolling it out of that project pan, I have since used it quite a few times. It still smells fine. It smells like it is working really well. I hope that is showing up for you guys. I have not hit pan yet, but there is a significant dip in there, and we're just gonna swatch it. It is starting to feel maybe like it's drying out a little bit. I don't know which side of the arm I should do that on. That side maybe? I don't know, let's try the other side. I just took my watch off, so I'm sorry you're seeing those. Oh yeah, that swatches better there. So definitely a topper shade for me, a beautiful shade. It still feels soft on the skin, it still works beautifully. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep it, but I am going to note that this is starting to get a little dry, so I might need to part with this soon. So I'm gonna try to use it as much as possible before I hit that point. Next I have this one. I don't even know how to say that. Hopefully you can read it. This is their cream metallic foil eyeshadow in Doha. I have no idea. I know I'm messing that up. I want to say this was something that I received in an Ipsy or a BoxyCharm, you know, something along those lines. It also has kind of an older scent to it. I wouldn't say it's a bad scent, but it's definitely one that you could tell it's starting to go bad. So I'm going to go ahead and part with this one and not even swatch this one either. Since we've just decluttered two along the same shade colors, let's just go into this other shade color that's similar. This is by City Color Cosmetics. This is their shimmer shadows. I actually have two of them, so we're going to talk about both. But first up is the Cheers to Life. I don't even know if this brand is still around. I don't know. I really enjoyed these two. I felt like they worked well together, but also on their own. I don't know if you can tell, but it is starting to look dry. I don't feel like it has too much, like there's a little bit of an off scent, just the tiniest bit, like it's starting to turn. And this is a big pan, so I feel like maybe I should hold on to it. So let's swatch it. Okay, it's still pretty soft. It still has beautiful color. That is beautiful still. That is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, and I don't think I have anything like that in my collection. I can't tell if the smell that I am smelling is like the natural smell for this product or if it's a bad smell. And that's what I'm struggling with. I'm gonna put that in the maybe pile because I really love that color. Let's just look at the other one real quick. This is the It's a Girl shade, and this one was another one that I used to love. I used to reach for this all the time. There is a little bit of a dip down there. Okay, this one has a similar scent, but it's actually stronger and smells old. So, okay, so that's making me think that the other one is turning and this one has like fully gone bad. So I'm not even going to swatch this one. I'm going to declutter that, and because it is that scent and I believe that this is on its way out, I'm going to go ahead and be safer for my eyes and part with this. But I do want to find a shade like this. I honestly don't think I have a shade like this in my collection outside of these individual shadows. So I want to take a deeper look and see if I can either find something like this in my collection or if I can find something like this out there that's new. Okay, then over here we have Shania B Miami. I believe this is, yeah, this is an eyeshadow duo. And I believe this was an Ipsy thing, an Ipsy or BoxyCharm, you know, one of those things. It's just this cute two-pan thing. We've got some flamingos in there. Really, really cute. I did enjoy this when I first got it, but I kind of forgot about it. Oh, I wonder. Okay, I have a video idea. I wonder if these shades would work for it. Let's give them a swatch. Oh my goodness, that is so soft. That is so soft and beautiful. Okay, it swatches a little bit more orange than I was thinking. I was thinking it was going to be more peachy, but I think my idea might still work. Let's swatch the shimmer. Oh, the shimmer is so soft. That is so soft. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, I'm going to keep those. I don't even know if you can see that last one there. But we're going to go ahead and keep that for now. Maybe if I put this next to it. No? Okay. I'm going to keep that one for now, and we're going to try to purposely give it some love. Okay, right here we have this Lucky Chick liquid eyeshadow. Oh, in the shade Rose Quartz. This, again, I want to say was in an Ipsy or something. And it is a really pretty package, but I'm kind of afraid of liquid shadows. Hey, look, it actually is made to look like a lipstick in there. But it opens up. You can see it's cracking. It's probably just because it needs to be shaken. Let me shake it real quick. Okay, I have been trying to shake this up, and you can tell it's kind of filling, but not that much, which tells me it's a very, very thick product. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh no, that smells so bad. Okay, so this one is definitely going to go away. I'm not even going to swatch it, but you can kind of see what the applicator is. It's definitely very thick. I don't know if that's because it's gone bad or not. But it has definitely turned because that smell is not good. So we're going to part with that one. Okay, here we have, let's see, 2 of the Revlon Color Stay Glaze Sticks. These all have like a buffering, can I get it off? Goodness, that is stuck. What about this one? There we go. These all have like this tiny little buffer sponge on the end, which is really fun at the beginning, but then when you realize you can't really clean these well, they don't get used anymore, even when I do use these. So this one I actually have used a few times this year, at least a few times, but I don't love it, and it's kind of a looser product in there, and it is starting to smell as well. So I'm going to go ahead and part with this one. This is the one that I used the most. I don't even know if I used this other one. So I'm going to part with the shade Glitz. And if you like these type of products, this one was really fun to work with, and I would recommend that. The other shade is Sapphire. Again, oh yeah, this one I actually didn't use much. I used a couple times, but I didn't use it because the actual like mechanism is kind of broken, and so it just gets flat because it hits the top of the cap. It was a really beautiful shade, but I'm going to go ahead and part with that. Then kind of along the same lines, we have newer to me products, which aren't new, but I believe I got them last Christmas. So not 2023 Christmas, but 2022 Christmas, probably. These are from ColourPop. These are their color sticks. These are ones that I bought at Target, and this one is in Donut Break and Clownin'. And they are both metallic shades. So this one I have used a few times. I enjoy it, but I forget about it. But this is a shade I don't think I have in my collection. It still smells fine. Let's give it a little swatch. We'll do that right here. Oh, it feels beautiful. Look at that. I need to use this. Oh my goodness, that would have been a great look for New Year's Eve. Not that I wore makeup on New Year's Eve, but if I had, that would have been perfect. All right, then this shade here, these were bought in a duo, I believe. And yeah, I used it maybe once or twice. There's not much use on it compared to the other one, but let's go ahead and swatch this. Oh, that is beautiful. I had originally bought this because I thought I was going to use it a lot with that Aurora Struck palette from ColourPop, and I clearly haven't. So maybe I need to store them with the palette I bought them to use with. Maybe that will help. All right, we're just going to go right in. This one is from Revlon. This is the this is the World War 84. This is the Wonder Woman line that they did. This is a Transforming Effects Eye Powders. It's a duo color. And you know what? Those are colors that are fun. But I've not opened this. I probably won't use these. I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one as well. No, I want to. Dang it, I don't know. I want to know what this formula is like. Okay, let's open it. Let's open it and make a decision, because I believe it's one of those products that's old enough where I wouldn't want to give it away to somebody. So since it'll probably just end up in the trash if I declutter it, I want to know what the formula is like. And I want to see if it is something that I should have been using this whole time. Okay, so that is the packaging. Beautiful. So let's start with this purple side. Oh, is it a twist off? What the heck? Okay, I was not expecting that at all. It's like a little sponge end. And then, does that mean that there's like cream formula in there? Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. It smells fine. So we're gonna just see what this is. Oh my goodness. No. Oh, okay, so you pump it to try to get more product out. Guys, this is hilarious. I feel like I'm getting less and less, and I feel like I'm just cleaning the cushion. Hold on. Nope, if there is anything in there, it is dry. Let's try the other side just for funsies. Oh my goodness. Okay, same type of deal here. Let's do that right there so you can kind of see the initial color. It's very light. I don't know if that was how it was always. No, nothing's coming out. I will say that even if this was working, this is not a product application type I would ever want to use on my eyes. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. There is no way to sanitize that. There is no way to make sure that you're safe and using that around your eyes. The whole pumping action plus not sanitizing, no. No. That's a complete discard. I am so mad that that took up space in my life. If I had a channel back when I had originally got that, that would have been in the worst of makeup for that year, because that is bad. That is such a bad concept. I'm so sorry. If you love that concept, good for you. More power to you. That is not for me. Okay, then we have IBY Beauty Lush Eyeshadow Single in Dance Party. And that is beautiful. I don't know if you could tell, but the packaging on this is a green, a really dark green. Sometimes it looks black, but it's actually this like Christmassy green packaging. And it's really cheap packaging, but it's actually really cute. And we're gonna swatch that. Oh, I didn't even smell it first. It smells fine. And again, beautiful green, but in a lot of different lights, it looks more black. And then when I put it on, it looks a little bit more charcoaly green. Hopefully you are seeing the green shift in there. It is a beautiful, beautiful color, a beautiful shade. And honestly, again, I don't think I have anything like this in my other eyeshadow palettes. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one for now. Then we have from Elizabeth Mott Pop Goes the Shadow Premium Eyeshadow in Mermaid Teal. This one again, I believe was in like an Ipsy thing. Look at that color. Oh my goodness, I forgot about this. It still smells fine. Let's feel it. Okay. It's a little, I don't want to say that it's like dry because it might just be the type of formula and I can't really tell that, but it's soft but also like a little scratchy. But a beautiful, beautiful shade. Oh my goodness, look at that. Okay, I need to put this one also with my Aurora Lights palette and see if I have a similar shade in there. If I have a similar shade in my, Aurora Struck. If I have a similar shade in my Aurora Struck, then I will declutter that, but for now, I'm going to keep this. And look at those two combined. Beautiful. And I have a single shadow from Ofra Cosmetics. This is Millennium White, and I did purposefully buy this one because I don't have anything like this in my collection, and I have used this a couple times. I think it's adorable. The packaging is so big for a single shadow, but you get a lot of product in there, and it comes with a mirror, so I actually do like that this one has a mirror. Normally with smaller products, I'm like, whatever, but this one, I really like it. And there's a lot in here, and I have brought this one in a couple times throughout this year, and I'm sure I will continue to use it. It is still so super soft, still beautiful, beautiful color. Look at that. I don't use it often, but when I do use it, I am in love with that. Hey, look, those three make a beautiful color story too. Next we have from Coastal Scents the Revealed Smoky Eyeshadow Sampler. This is 2 colors from the Revealed Smoky Eyeshadow Palette. And this one, if you watch my channel, you saw earlier in the year because I use this through a project pan. This has 2 shimmery shades that both work beautifully and complement each other really well, but work well with other shades and other formulas. They do still smell fine, though they are very, very old in my opinion. This one here still feels mostly soft, but you could tell it's starting to dry out. It's definitely getting a little difficult to work with. Let's try that again. Let's see if I can get more. Let's give it a fair shot. Yeah, it's definitely more powdery, and you have to play with it a bit more to get it to work, but it is a beautiful shade, but it's not a shade that I really like in love with. Let's try the pinky shade with it. Again, it's starting to dry out. I can definitely feel a difference from when I first started to use it. But it's a beautiful, beautiful pinky shade, but it's definitely something that is harder to work with as it's getting older. So I think it is time to part with this. I don't even know if you can see it on my arm, but I really enjoyed this little palette. But again, I forgot about it. I wish I had more use in it when it was still at its at its peak time to use, but it is time to say goodbye. Okay, next I have this one from e.l.f. This is another Super Shock shadow. This is I believe their 8th birthday celebration shadow. Yeah, there's an 8 imprinted on the shadow. This is the It's My Party. I have never used this, I have never swatched this, I have never opened it, and I'm going to keep it that way for now. I'm not going to part with it because I want it and I want to use it, but I'm not going to open it and swatch it because something to know with ColourPop Super Shock shadows is once you open them, they do start to dry out, some faster than others, and keeping that seal is important. So until I'm ready to use this, which I will be using this year, I'm going to keep it sealed. But it is a goldy color, and it might actually be, I think it was this one that it might be kind of similar to this, though this looks a little darker. That looks a little bit more coppier than copper. This one looks more gold. Okay, then I have this duo from Wing Me. This is the Ambitious Duo. This is another item from the Ipsy stuff. Beautiful, beautiful shades. And this is honestly, as I grew up, I got more into these type of colors, and then now I'm in completely different colors. I look at this and I'm like, oh, I remember when I used to wear nothing but those type of colors. And so I don't really reach for this that often, but let's go ahead and swatch it, and maybe that'll change my mind. This purple is very soft, but also powdery feeling. And it's a beautiful, beautiful color, but I feel like, yeah, can you see? It's like kind of sheer almost, and it really needs to be built up. Let's see if I continue to build that up. Okay, that's 2. That's much better. Can't really see the skin underneath as much. And 3, let's pat. Okay, with doing a 3rd with patting, that helps a lot. But I don't really want shadows in my collection that I have to work that much. Let's see how this shimmer works. The shimmer is definitely a little drier, a little bit more powdery, but as I'm rubbing it, it is getting softer. But you can hopefully see on the finger that there's definitely powdery moments there. And the initial swatch is actually really beautiful, but there's definitely some patchy moments in there. Let's give it another top. That is a beautiful color. If it was just this one, I would probably keep it. Oh my goodness, I don't know. I know I won't use this purple, but I really love this shimmer, and I don't know if I have anything like that. Let's see what my ColourPop Super Shock in Sailor, how close that is. I feel like it might be somewhat close. Okay, no, it's completely different. Oh my goodness. Do I keep that one for the one shade? I think I will, because it's not bad, and because I've used it a bit, I won't give it to a friend, and I won't part with it. It'll just go to the trash. So I might as well just keep it for now. Yeah, I'm going to keep it for now. I'm going to try to give it some love this year, and if I don't, then it will be decluttered next year. Okay, we are down to the last 2 products. They are both from e.l.f., and they are both the same type of product. They're liquid glitter eyeshadows. This one is Copper Pop, and this one is Ocean Eyes. I have clearly not opened them, but we're going to do that. We're going to do that right now, because I don't remember when I got these. I don't remember how old these are, so I probably wouldn't be able to pass it on to anybody if I did declutter it. So I'm going to go ahead and just rip into these. Oh, come on. Oh, that is a lot shorter than I thought it was. Okay, look at that. Look at that. That's the product you're actually getting. Interesting. Okay, so we have these 2. I'm going to start with the coppery one. I will say I like the packaging. This is actually really pretty packaging. I'm impressed by that. Okay, initial thoughts. The doe foot is interesting, but I think that that's a pretty standard doe foot for liquid eyeshadows. I don't use liquid eyeshadows obviously that much. You could tell there's not really much separation going on in there. There is a lot of glitter though. Oh my goodness. I don't think it smells bad. It just has a chemically smell, which I think is what it's supposed to kind of smell like. So let's go ahead and give that a swatch. Oh, that is beautiful. It is so wet. How do these work? I clearly don't use liquid eyeshadows. Is it supposed to be a topper? I don't know. It's a beautiful color, but it feels so wet. I'm going to let that kind of dry down while I swatch the next one. Same kind of deal with this. Same type of doe foot. Lots of sparkles. Oh, wow. That is beautiful. I want to do it just one there versus there. I kind of spread it out more. I'm going to let that dry down. So far, my initial thoughts are these are beautiful, but they're so wet, and I don't know how I would work with these on my eyes. Is this a thing I need to get into, or is this a thing that really doesn't matter all that much? They're still so wet, and I can feel them drying down, and as they're drying down, they're kind of getting a little, the skin is feeling a little tight. And I can tell you right now, I'm not going to want that on my eyes. But they're beautiful, beautiful colors. All right, let's let it dry down. We're still drying, but I wanted to come back and just use it the way that the instructions say. So the instructions say you're going to use the applicator to apply it, and then you're going to use your finger or a flat brush to kind of move it around and blend it in. So I'm going to also test that while these are all drying. Oh my goodness, that's a mess. Okay, let's try the blue. I'm not even putting on a full swatch, guys, and there is so much getting on that applicator. Oh, okay. Blending it out, I do not like. I don't like the feeling of that at all. And it's so messy. Okay, guys, this is still drying down for the ones that just have the swatches that aren't, that I didn't use my finger on. The ones I use my finger on are dry. They don't have like the skin underneath isn't feeling dry, but it just doesn't look great, and they're so messy to work with. And these, my skin underneath is feeling very tight, and as it's drying down, it's not looking as beautiful. I don't know if you can tell, because on camera, from what I'm seeing, that blue looks gorgeous, but honestly, it looks just like a darker patchiness like this one. Hopefully, I can get an angle that you guys can see that. But I am thinking that I'm probably not a liquid eyeshadow person, at least not in this stage of my journey. So we're gonna part with those two. Okay, so I just cleaned it off my arms, and I just wanted to show you that it left so many, I don't know if you can see that, but there's so much sparkles on my arms. And I was cleaning and cleaning. I'm gonna be sparkly for days. Okay, guys, that is going to be all. Let's see our final numbers. So guys, we started with these 20 products, and we are decluttering 11. So these 11 are going away, leaving us with just these 9. And I have to say, I am very, very excited about that. Now, all of the things that I decluttered, I am going to be having to trash them. Most of them, as you saw, are going bad. And then others, these aren't really products that you can share with people once you've used them or once they get past a certain age. So they are unfortunately going to go to the trash, and that makes me so sad. But it also is a good reminder to us all, we really do need to use the stuff we own, because otherwise we just end up trashing it and wasting it, and that's a waste of our money and a waste of our time and a waste of our space. I am very happy with my 9 products I decided to keep. I might even be transferring these to a smaller cube because I think I could fit it in one of those half-size ones, but we'll have to see. Welcome back, guys. Today we are doing another inventory and declutter video. We're doing everything face. So we're gonna have our primers, our foundations, our blush, our setting spray, our bronzer, our highlighter, and our translucent powders. So let's jump right in. This is going to be a long one, so grab yourself a drink and let's get cozy together. Okay, so first we're going to go through my primers. I have here a few different not face primers. They're like other type of primers. So we have first from Luna Magic, the lash primer base. I'm keeping that. Then I have this eyeshadow primer, which I have not tried yet, keeping that. This is my go-to eyeshadow primer. This is from Ace Beauté. This is in the shade Light. I do not think that they are making this anymore. If they are, I would recommend it, but I'm not sure if they are. Then I have this primer from e.l.f. in the shade Sheer. This one is almost empty, so I'm going to go ahead and keep it to use it up. And then I have this from NYC, City Proof Twistable Perfecting Lip Primer. I don't even think that NYC is a brand anymore. I'm not sure if you can find it anywhere. And honestly, I've had this for such a long time. I used to use it often. I haven't used it in a while. I think it's time to go ahead and declutter that one. Then moving into my face primers, I do have 2 sample ones here. One from Ofra Cosmetics, Rays of Light Primer, and then Milk Makeup's Hydro Grip Primer. I do want to try both of those still, but these have been in my collection for a while, so I need to get through them pretty soon here. Okay, then I have this one from Ofra Cosmetics. This is the Cool as a Cucumber. I really do enjoy this one. I don't use primers all that often, but when I do, this one feels great. It's not my favorite primer, but it feels great and I'm going to use it up. I don't think I will rebuy it, even though it smells great. It's not my favorite. but I will keep it. I do like the packaging a lot too. All right, then I have the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Primer with sunscreen. This used to be my #1 primer, and I still do enjoy it, but I haven't used it all up, and I've had this since June of 21. So it is old. It is time to go ahead and declutter this one. If I get to the point where I need to replace a primer and this is still being sold, I will rebuy this. But for today, it's time to say goodbye. Okay, then I have from e.l.f. This is the Power Grip Primer. This is the one I believe that came out this year. Guys, I don't love this. I really don't. I really have not found myself liking this one, but it is a newer product, and I honestly haven't tried it all that much, so maybe I should continue to use it. So I'm going to keep this for now because it is newer, and because I do want to do a video using this possibly in the next couple of months. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that, but I don't personally love it. Then I have these two from Essence Beauty. I have the Hydro Primer with hyaluronic acid and cucumber extract, and then I have the Redness Reducer Primer, which is a balancing and calming one with green tea extract. I expected, in all honesty, to love this one with the hyaluronic acid. I didn't like this one. It doesn't work great for my skin, so I'm going to go ahead and part with this one. If I have a friend who wants to give it a try because it is pretty new, I will go ahead and pass it along to somebody in my friend group. Then the Redness Reducer one though, this one I have really, really enjoyed and I'm excited to have in my collection. Alright, then I have this Hello Fab Pores Be Gone Matte Primer with Fig Extract. I've never loved this one, and this one is very old, very, very old. It's actually really, really puffy feeling. There's not much left in here, it's just so puffy. And I have not liked it, and it's definitely turning, and it's not working how it was supposed to even originally. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter that one as well. Lastly, I have from Evo Beauty, this is Pore-Fecting Primer Matte Finish. I've never, outside of this, I don't think I've ever seen anything from this brand, so I don't know if this is a brand that's still around or what. But this was opened July of 21. I didn't love it, and so I've used it so sparingly. It doesn't smell great anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and also declutter that one. So from the primer section, we are parting with these 5 items and keeping 10. 10 does seem like a larger number for a primer, but they are all sorts of primers. So I'm not like all that mad about it, especially because I know that this one is almost gone and this one is sadly almost gone. So next up we have foundations and concealers. We're going to go through the concealers first. So first I have this one item, which isn't technically a concealer, but I keep it with my concealers because it's kind of how I use it. Not really as a concealer, but it's a brilliant eye brightener, and I use it under my eye like I would a concealer. I don't use it very often, but I do enjoy it when I want to use it, so I am going to keep that. Then I have what used to be my favorite concealer, is the Maybelline New York. I've never loved the tops on these because they're very hard to clean. I used to have to get 2 different shades for different times a year. I don't really bother with that anymore, but these 2 here have been open and have been open for a long, long time. And it's time to go ahead and part with these, especially because the tops, you can't really get it clean, so I don't feel like it's very sanitary. I am going to go ahead and keep this one because it's not even opened, and that way I have something if I run out of other things. So these 2 I'm decluttering, but this one I'm keeping. Then I have from CoverGirl Clean Fresh line. I have really fallen in love with this product, and this has become my #1 concealer, so I'm keeping that. And then I have this Essence Keep Me Covered. I don't reach for this often, and honestly, I can't tell you the last time I reached for it, and I don't remember my thoughts on it. I know I did a whole video of Essence makeup. I will try to have that linked below, but if I don't, you can find it in further in my channel. But I'm not positive about this one. I'm going to keep this for now, but you might see it decluttered pretty soon from my collection. Okay, then moving on to foundations. First, I have this little sample pack that Target was giving out. This is for the NYX Blur. I am going to keep this just so that I can try it. I think that's honestly the only one that's going to be my shade, if any. I've not heard great things about this, but we're going to give it a shot and see what happens. Okay, next we have all of the foundations. So first, I have this from, I believe it said Perlice. This is the Radiant Glow Illuminating BB Cream in the shade Fair. I really enjoyed sampling this. I only have maybe one more use of this left. So I'm going to keep it to use it, but I will say the last couple times I used it, which I shocked had how much was in this, the last couple times I've used it, I haven't loved it. So I'm going to try it one more time to use it up and hopefully get final thoughts on it. Then I have from Studio Makeup this tinted moisturizer, which I absolutely love. It has been open since June of 21. Over the summer when we moved, I somehow misplaced this and I did not find it for all summer. In fact, I just found it like 2 weeks ago. It still smells fine, it still works fine, even though it's very old. I think there's maybe only 1 or 2 more uses left in this, so I'm going to go ahead and hopefully use this up. I would absolutely repurchase this. I just don't know if they still make it. Then I have these 3 from the CoverGirl Clean Fresh line. 2 of them were opened in June of 21. This one here was opened after. I want to say that it was opened, I want to say winter of like the very beginning of 22. So it is also very old. These are all amazing. I love them all. I do have to shake them to mix them. And I will say because of their age, they are getting very, very liquidy and definitely getting to the point where they should be parted with. They did say an 18-month, that they're good for 18 months, which was very shocking being that it's a cleaner product. I love these. I will rebuy these when I need them again. But I do think with how liquidy they are and how much puffiness the containers now have and how easily they separate now, it is time to go ahead and part with them. My favorite is the 530 Fairlight because I can use this almost any time of the year. But during my fairest times, I prefer the 520 Fair. And during the summer months, I prefer the 540 Light. So I will be repurchasing these eventually, but right now they just need to leave because they're almost used up. Like, it's hard to tell because I just shook them all, but they're all like kind of towards the bottom here. But they're just old. It's time to leave the collection. Next, I have this foundation from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this one I talked about in my best and worst of makeup. I do not like this. It didn't work great on my skin, and it was completely wrong color for me. So it is time to part with that one as well. I really like the packaging, so I'm sad that it didn't work for me because I would have just gotten it in a different color, but I'm not going to do that. Then in another similar packaging is the Ofra Cosmetics Absolute Cover Foundation. This one I have only used a couple times, again, because the shade match is not right for me. But I am keeping it because it worked okay on my skin, and I do want to try a different shade. And until I'm able to replace it with a better shade match, I will be keeping this. Then I have my ultimate favorite foundation. This is the MAC Studios Water Weight Foundation. It has an SPF 30 in it, and this is in the shade NC20. I just love the way this works on my skin, whether my skin is really dry or whether it's super healthy and perfect. It works for everything. Then I have this one from Tarte. This is the Face Tape in the shade 12N Fair Neutral. I wanted to love this. This was also in my best and worst. And if you want the full information on my thoughts of that, you can go ahead and watch that video. But it just didn't work for my skin at all. And I tried it so many different ways. So I will be parting with this one as well. And lastly, I have this e.l.f. stick one in the shade Nude. I am still gonna keep this. It hasn't turned. I used this because my husband actually picked it for a video that I did earlier in the year, and I actually really liked it again, and so I'm gonna keep it. I kind of hope stick foundations come back again because I really love them. This is very old, so I probably, I don't know, it's very old, but I don't feel like it did anything negative to my skin, and it still smells fine and it still works great. So I'm gonna keep it even though I probably shouldn't. So we are keeping 10 products from the foundation and concealers and decluttering 7 of them. There we go. Then I have my setting sprays, and guys, there's 4 of them here. There is the e.l.f. Mist and Set, which I have yet to open and try, so I'm going to keep that. The Urban Decay All Nighter, which made it into my top makeup of the year, and I am absolutely keeping that. It is almost empty, so I'm going to need to repurchase it soon, but because there's still stuff in there, I'm keeping it. Then I have these 2. This one is the NYX Dewy Finish. This was my number 1, and it's almost empty. There's probably only a couple uses left, and so I'm going to go ahead and keep that to use it up. And then this one was also alongside this, but for a matte finish, was another number 1. This one I didn't use nearly as much and has a decent amount of product left, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it because it's a great product. So keeping all 4 from this collection. Then for translucent powders, guys, I learned how to use them a little bit better this year, but still not enough to where I made really any progress, I feel like, because I feel like this is the exact same collection I had at the beginning of the year. So let's take a look at them. This one has still not been opened, but I don't want to part with it because I know eventually I'll need it, and I'm excited to try this one even though I've not opened it yet. So I'm going to keep that. Then I have from Eyeshadow London the Extraordinary Setting Powder. This one I don't think I've used either. And the packaging is super tiny. Yeah, it's super cute. I'm going to actually go ahead and declutter this one, pass it along to a friend to see if they can get any use from it. The reason why I'm going to do that instead of like a giveaway is because I do think I have swatched it at some point, like to see what it feels like. So I'm going to go ahead and see if a friend can use it, but it's going to leave my collection. Then I have this little one, which is, oh, I think this is also from that same line. This is the Eyeshadow London Extraordinary, but this is the translucent powder versus this is the setting powder. This is such a cute little container. I really do enjoy the container, but I don't actually enjoy the size of it because it is difficult to work with brushes or even like sponges, and the powder just doesn't really work for me the way that I want it to. I have tried it quite a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and part with this one, and it is such an older product that I'm going to go ahead and also declutter and trash it. Then I have the Bare Minerals Original Mineral Veil Translucent. Not opened, but I want to try it, so I'm going to keep it. Then I have the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Finishing Powder. This just says SPF 01, right? This is SPF. No, SFP. This one is messy. It gets everywhere. You can probably see it flying everywhere. But I do use this one quite often, and so I'm going to go ahead and keep this, and maybe eventually I'll get through it. And then lastly, I have from Tarte the Smooth Operator Amazonian Clay Finishing Powder. And that one I did open this year, and I have been enjoying it, but I'm not a fan of this packaging. I know this is probably much different from the full size. At least I don't think this is the full size, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep it to use it up because I do enjoy it. So I'm keeping 4 from this collection, parting with 2, which happen to be from the same brand. Okay, the next collection we have is my bronzing products, and this I think is actually kind of a small collection. I see a lot of people with much larger collections than this for this, so I'm proud of this size. But let's just go through it and see if I'm going to keep it all. So first, if you've been watching my channel, you know that I love this iconic London Ultimate Bronzing Powder. I have it in light browns. This thing is huge. I did make a lot of headway with it this year, thanks to some Project Pans, but I did not hit pan yet, which is hilarious to me, and I still love it. I'm gonna keep this still. Then this is a newer product for me. This is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate one, and I love this shade. Well, no, I love this product. The shade's a tiny bit light for me, but I still use it. It brings me joy, and I do hope to hopefully find it in a shade darker. But until then, that's what I'm going to use. Then I have from Essence, this is the Baby Got Bronze in the shade Cinnamon Spice. This one, I'm not like in love with it, but I do use it often. It works okay. It smells great. I think it's just the shade is just slightly off for me, but not enough to where I don't use it. Then I have this one, which I have had in my collection for quite a while. This is a Hawaiian brand. Hopefully you can see what it says. I will try to say it. It's Hanali, I don't know. It's a matte bronzer. I don't actually think that this company does makeup anymore. I think they mostly do skincare products. I could be wrong, but the last time I looked, I thought I only saw skincare stuff on their site. I really enjoy this one, and I don't feel like it's going bad yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. Then from e.l.f., I did pick up the Contour Cushion Applicator Halo Glow. This is in the shade Light Medium. I have yet to use it, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. And finally, from Essence is the Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder. It's the lighter skin 01 Neutral. I don't love this, guys. First, the packaging is very cheap. I feel like it's gonna break quite fast. The size and the amount that you get in here is amazing. The design is great. The color match just is too light for me. But the thing that I really don't like is the smell. From day one, it has this weird, like sandy beach, but turned bad scent. So I don't love it. And it's a wrong shade for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this one. So from my bronzers, I am keeping 5 and parting with 1. Okay guys, then this is the category that I get in the most trouble with. This is my blushes. This year I tried for the first time the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Blush Palette in the shade 105 Peachy Dull. It has these 3 shades. I liked them, but I don't reach for this often. When I do, it's this orangey color. But I do want to keep this a little bit longer because it is newer to my collection, and I do like that center color. So I'm going to keep that one. Then I have this Too Faced one. This is in the shade Tequila Sunset. I like the packaging. I wish that the size is a little larger, but it has a great smell and works great on my skin, so I'm keeping that. Then I have the Bare Minerals Bronzer in Kiss of Copper. Love the packaging, love the color, and definitely keeping that one. This here is brand new to me. This is my very first NARS blush ever. This is the Air Matte Blush. I did find it at TJ Maxx for only $10, and that's why I went ahead and picked it up. This is in the shade Orgasm because, you know, I had to get it because every single person has to have, apparently, the NARS orgasm. I don't know if this is necessarily the formula everybody has to have it in, but I've not yet tried it. It looks cute. It might be a little too pinky for my personal taste, but we'll give it a shot and we'll see. I will say I love the packaging. Packaging is very luxe. So keeping that one. Then I have these two here from Juvia's Place. This is the blush, the volume 2. Top one's a deeper orange. Bottom one looks pinky, but it actually has a decent amount of orange tint to it. I really hope that it's showing up well for you guys. I am, again, battling the lighting here, but hopefully you can see that well. This one, I prefer this the most, but I do have to blend it out a decent amount because it does get a little deep for me. This I like to mix with other ones. Love the packaging, super cute. Keeping that. And then the second one is from volume 6, and this is my preferred volume from them. You have this brighter orange, which is so fun to play with and can go on really, really deep. So I do have to, again, go in light-handed. And then this piece, sorry, the battery died, so I had to change that out. I believe we were talking about the volume 6 from Juvia's Place. This one has a brighter orange in it that does go on pretty deep, so I do have to blend it out a bit, but I love the color. And then this peachy orange, I was actually not expecting to enjoy, and I actually love this. Yeah, this one is a favorite of mine. Definitely keeping that. Then from Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics, I have the Heat Pop Matte Powder Blush in the shade Bronze Pop. I have swatched this, but I'm not sure if I have actually used this on my face, and I think that's why it's still in the container. I think the packaging is really cute, and this is a good color. I will say that this one and the Bare Minerals do swatch pretty close together, except that this one has more of a shimmer to it. I do like it. I just have to actually remember to use it on my face. Then I have this blush palette from Shades by Sean. This is You Are Very Beautiful. It has plum, apricot, raspberry, and peach. I don't think I've used this, guys. Let's see. It has a beautiful packaging, though. Yeah, I have not used this yet, but I do want to give it a shot, so I'm going to go ahead and keep that for now. But if I still haven't used it by the time I do another inventory declutter, I will be having to part with this. Then I have the Charm Your Cheeks from Ofra Cosmetic. This is a 6-pan cheek palette, which I love, and I got a lot of use out of it this year, thanks again to a project pan. I'm going to be keeping it. The orange is my favorite, and then mixing this one with this one is awesome. This one I don't use much. I feel like it's more of a bronzer for me, but it is supposed to be a blush. But it's a really nice palette, very easy to travel with. All right, then we've got these. Let's just go ahead and talk about these back here. Yes, I have 3 of them, okay? So this is the Too Faced Love Flush Long Lasting 16-Hour Blush in the shade I'll Always Love You. I have had this for a long time. I used it a lot this year thanks to, again, a project pan, but yet I have not hit pan in it. There is so much product in this. The packaging is adorable. The shade is what got me to wear blushes again. And I was so disappointed when they discontinued them that I went ahead and bought 2 more. So I will not be parting with those. But I ended up buying this one thinking maybe they were really close to each other. And they're not. They are not. So absolutely keeping all of those. Gonna keep that just in there. Then I have this one from Ofra Cosmetics. This is in Mai Tai. This one's a bit much for my skin, so I do have to use it. Really, I only use it in summertime, and I really have to go in light-handedly. It's a beautiful color, but it's a little bright for me. Then I have this Ofra Cosmetics, which you can probably tell is very old based on the packaging. This is the Rendevorous blush. I do believe they still have this, but in their newer packaging. I actually really do enjoy this, but I don't use it all that often because I don't go for this tone very often. But I'm going to go ahead and keep it for those few times I do. Then from Milk Makeup, I have the Lip and Cheek in the shade Work. I think almost everybody has this. I like it. I do think it's starting to get kind of old, but it's not really like doing bad on my skin quite yet. So I'm going to keep it for a little bit longer and see if I can make some progress in it this year. Then I have this one from Sweet and Shimmer, which I believe is owned by Ulta. This is their blush palette. This goes for $2.99. And guys, it's not opened or anything, and I honestly am scared to open it and try it. I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and part with this. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Even though that color looks really good, I won't use this color. I ended up getting this when it was the buy 5 for $1 each. So I only paid $1 for this, and that scares me even more. So I'm gonna part with that one. Then I have from Sayate London this Dewy Blush Glossy Cheek Tint. I do like the color. I don't use this often, but I do enjoy it, so I'm gonna keep that. Then I have from Essence the Baby Got Blush. This is in the shade Peaches and Cream. I love this one. It's a little messy because I do use it with my bronzer. And so it got a little bit messy. That's nothing wrong with the product. Smells great, beautiful color. Absolutely keeping that. I use this so much this year. Then I have this one from Sip. It's Dirty Little Secret, or no, Dirty Little DLS. Let's try that again. DLS Cosmetics, which is Dirty Little Secret Cosmetics. This is their Baked Highlighter in Bellini. I have had this for a very long time. And honestly, I kept it this year because I was like, well, what if I need it for something Halloween-y? And guess what, guys? Halloween came around and one of my kids needed it for their makeup look, for their costumes. So I'm glad I kept it, but I am going to move it out of my everyday collection. I'm going to move it to a different collection of, you know, just Halloween makeup because I'm not using this. I won't use this. And yeah, it's okay. I'm just going to move it. Lastly, I have this one from Merle Norman Cosmetics. This is such an old thing. This is a cream blush in Spice Chiffon. I have tried to look up when this came out, and I can't figure it out. I want to say it was like in 2012, but I don't know if like this particular one is from 2012. This could be from like right before they discontinued it. I don't know. It is a beautiful color. It is starting to get a bit too sticky on me, and it is, you can tell, definitely starting to crack and dry out. So I think it is time to go ahead and part with this, but I am interested in getting back to this brand because this is a brand that growing up my mom used to go to their stores. I just kind of want to know if they're still, you know, if they're still considered a decent brand. If you use this brand, let me know your thoughts, or if you don't use it, let me know why. So we're going to declutter that. So keeping 17 blushes and parting with 3. I know that's not amazing, but I live for blush. Blush is just not going to leave my life. I'm sorry. So 3 going away though is good. Okay, I have just 2 face palettes to show you. Neither of them are going anywhere, but they are part of my collection. I have the iconic London Blaze Chaser face palette. This one is very easy to travel with. The formula is good. It's a little on the drier side, but I like the colors I get. And it's, like I said, it's easy to travel with because I can just have I can have my blush, my highlighter, and my bronzing all in one place. So I am going to go ahead and keep this. I did get some decent use on this. Again, I believe from a Project Pan this year. Maybe, I'm not positive that's why, but I'm going to go ahead and keep this one. It is great for traveling. I just wish that it was an orangey instead of 2 pinks. but you know, that's just my personal opinion. Then I have this Glowdient makeup palette. This is the Touch of Soul Pretty Filter Glowdient makeup palette. This one I just recently started using, and I'm sad that it took me so long to try. I am actually really enjoying this one. Now, I will say that I don't like that they're all touching, and that's why I took so long to give it a shot. But now that I am using it, I am enjoying it, so it is staying in my collection. Okay, last but certainly not least, I have my highlighter collection. This is another bigger one because it is something that last year especially, I really got into highlighter. At the beginning of this year, I used it. Come summer, I kind of stopped, and honestly, the rest of the year, I haven't used much highlighter, but I still love it. So I'm not really ready to part with much, but we're gonna see if we can maybe declutter a few of these. So first, just right here, I have these two from iHeart Revolution. This is the e.l.f. collection. I have them in the shades Buddy and Jovi. I'm gonna go ahead and keep those. Then I have this Ofra Cosmetics Signature Palette Frosted Glow. This is 5 different highlighters. Really cute, really fun. I am definitely keeping that one. Then I have this Sayate London Glow 2 highlighter. This is, I don't know if this has a shade anywhere. Oh, Moon Dust. And I actually really do enjoy this color, but I need to find a different way of storing this because as it is, I don't use it. So I need to figure something out because I do want to give this some love this year because it's a beautiful color and a beautiful product. Then from Ofra Cosmetics, this is a much older product. This has been in my collection for a very long time, but this is the highlighter that really got me to enjoy highlighters. This is Star Island. I do believe they have this in their newer packaging as well. I use this so much this year thanks to a Project Pan, and yet I have still not hit pan. Guys, there is so much in this. I am going to continue to keep this because I love it and it still works great. Then from Ofra Cosmetics, I have their 2 of their 3 liquid highlighters. This one I have opened and used. This is the Presley. It's okay. I'm kind of not quite sure how to use this. It's very liquidy and it's a little difficult for me to use, but I have opened it and tried it and I like the color, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. But then I have this one, and this is in the shade Monroe, and in all honesty, because of how much I'm still not sure how to use it and I already have that open, I don't think I want to keep this. I've never used it. I've never pumped it. Because of the way I was storing it, it is kind of looking funky, but if you shake it up, it's fine. But because it looks a little funky, I'm not, like, even though I know it's a perfectly fine product, I'm not going to give it in a giveaway or anything, but I am going to see if a friend wants it. It also looks a little light for what I was hoping it would be. And since I'm never going to get through all of this, I know I'm not going to get through this. So I'm going to declutter that one and see if a friend can give it some love. But yes, I'm keeping this one. Then I have this one, the Grande Glow Plumping Liquid Highlighter. I used it thanks to a Project Pan this year, and I'm grateful I did because I did like the color. The plumping, I don't really feel like it did much. And it is an older thing, and I do feel like it's starting to separate, so I'm going to go ahead and part with this. Then this tiny one from Well People is the Bio Brightener Cream Universal Glow. I don't know anything about this. I have swatched it, and I think I've used it maybe a couple times. It still looks good, but there's a slight smell that isn't sitting right with me, so I do think maybe it's just too old, and so I'm going to go ahead and part with that as well. Then I have this Essence The Highlighter. Let's see, shade 04 Divine. This is Luminous Glow. This one didn't bring me joy. I think it worked okay, but I don't think I loved it. I don't know. I don't remember what my thoughts were on this one. It looks like a really pretty color. Very glittery. Very light and glittery. I think I'm going to go ahead and keep this for now, and maybe it'll make it into a project pan, and that'll help me figure out what I want to do with it. Then I have this a very cute Mary Lou Manizer, the Womanizer one. This one is a beautiful, beautiful classic highlighter, but guys, I don't use it. I just don't, because of it being in this type of container. I just kind of forget about it. And it's, I don't know, the brushes I use don't really work great with this size and everything. It was beautiful. And I hate to do this, but I am gonna go ahead and part with this one as well. Then I have the So Suzanne Dream Maker in Popstar. I use this thanks to my husband picking it for one of my videos, and I really enjoyed it. I did, but it is an older product, and since that video, even though I really enjoyed it and said I was going to bring it out more, I've not done that. So it's time to say goodbye. Then we have from Ofra Cosmetics, this is the Milk and Cookies. I have not used this, but I have swatched it, and it was something that I believe they sent me the wrong one because I had ordered something that was just a full one and they sent me the wrong one, and so I got basically this for free. And it's a great product as far as quality and colors. I just, anytime things are touching, I have a hard time using it, but I have swatched it, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. Maybe I will force myself to use that this year. Then from Ofra Cosmetics, this is Sugar Cookie. This is the one that I had ordered. This one is actually surprisingly starting to crack on me. Like, I think you can see down the middle. It still works fine, and it still seems like its quality is still there, and it's a beautiful color. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep it, but it is getting quite messy. Then lastly, I have this one, still new in package. This is the X's and Glows. This I believe I received from earlier this year, their scoops that they did, because I don't think I would have ordered this because they are all touching. I'm gonna open it just to show you guys because it wasn't sealed. It's beautiful. I've not swatched it. I'm actually going to put that in today's giveaway. Let's see, today we kept 9 highlighters, which is quite a lot of highlighters, and we are parting with 5. I think that's okay. Here is the final look at everything we are decluttering for today's video. We have, looks like 24 items. I think that's pretty good. Guys, welcome back to my channel for another countdown to 2024 video. Today we are going to be going through all of my mascaras and all of my eyeliners, seeing what I want to keep, what I don't want to keep, probably having a little bit of a declutter in this. We're going to go ahead and start with the eyeliners because I don't think I've added much this year, and I honestly don't think I'm going to be parting with any of them, but we're still going to go through them, see what I have, and see if there's anything that I should part with, okay? So this part will hopefully be a little bit shorter than the mascara part, which will be up next. So first, I'm just going to randomly pick up some I have from ColourPop, the liquid liner in the shade Why Not. Absolutely keeping this one because I really like the way these work, and this is a unique color in my collection. Then I have this Sephora Crayon Jumbo 12-Hour Waterproof. It is in the shade, I don't know, Purple Glitter, which is another shade that is unique to my collection, but this one is pretty old, so let's just give it a little test. Yeah, it's not dry at all. It works really well. Hopefully that is showing up for you. So I'm going to keep that one. And the glitter particles are a little bit bigger than I would like, but that's all right. Then we have this one. I don't know who this is from. BFC maybe? I don't know. But this I believe is another purpley one. Oh, no, it's not. Well, yes, it's like a purple gray undertone, or gray with a purple undertone. Then we have this older one from NYX Professionals. This is the Gold Olive. That one still goes on really smooth. And next to this one, I think it helps the other one show that purple a little bit more. Keeping that. Then I have this one in the shade Honor from, no idea how to say that. This one is going to be a darker color. Oh, that one's actually, let's see, that might be too dry. Yeah, okay, this one, it's a beautiful color, but I'm like trying to use up maybe the dry spots to see if it's really not. Okay, no, it's pretty dry. So, this one I have had in my collection for a long time and I honestly don't use it, so I am going to be parting with this one. Then we have the Tarte Sex Kitten. This one is a favorite. If I can open it. This one doesn't have all that much left in it. Oh yeah, it still goes on very smoothly. So keeping that. And I have this one which I use in the waterline mostly. It is starting to get a little drier, but it's not to the point where I feel I need to part with it. All right, let's see. Then I have this little teeny tiny one, which is unfortunately broken. It's so nice though. It's a beautiful brown. It goes on so smoothly, but it is broken out of here, so it's difficult to use. I'm gonna put this aside and think about this one. I'm gonna see depending on what other brown I have. Then I have this one. This is a black liquid liner from this is the Dragon liner. I've been using this a lot recently. I really enjoy it. I have this one from Essence, which I have yet to give a shot from. This is the Deep Sea Baby Eye Pencil. I need to try that. Ofra Cosmetics, a liquid liner. This is, I believe, just in the shade black. Yeah, Verified Black, keeping that. Then another Sephora one, retractable, waterproof matte black. Yeah, that still feels fine. I'm keeping that. NYX Vinyl, this one I recently used, so I know that it works really well, keeping that. Then this Revlon Color Stay in the shade Charcoal. Oh, let's see. That is completely dried out, and I keep having to really push harder and harder to get anything out. It's very dry, so it is time, unfortunately, to part with that one. Then I have another one I use in my waterline. This one is from Smashbox. I need to figure out how to sharpen this one, but that, beautiful, works well. Then I have Makeup Forever Aqua XL Eye Pencil. I believe this is also just in the shade black. Yeah, again, this is another one that I have to figure out how to sharpen, but beautiful, works well, keeping. And then a bigger size of this one. Okay, so again, I don't know how to say this, but this one was a brown. This, I think, is like a black? What does it say? Yeah, black sand. Oh, that is super smooth. That is beautiful. Okay, so keeping that one. Then I have this one, which is pretty old. This is from the Body Shop, and this is Glowing Amethyst. Beautiful, beautiful purple. I'm going to put it down here by this purple. It's a deeper purple. Absolutely gorgeous. Even though it is older, it's still very soft. However, I feel like there's a lot more gray to this than there used to be. And let me put it next to that one I did. So it's more purple than this brown purple, but it feels like maybe the color isn't quite what it used to be. So even though it feels great, it is so very old. I think I am going to go ahead and part with this because the color is not reacting the way that I know it should be. So I'm going to part with that one. Then from ColourPop, I have this liquid liner in numero uno, which is a black. I'm going to keep that. Works perfectly. Then from Cuvine, I don't know if that's how you say it. Dragon Liner Wax Pencil. I think this is just a black, yeah. Beautiful. It's a little bit more of a gray than a solid black, in my opinion. So keeping that one. Then I have another Sephora one here. This one is another jumbo one, waterproof in the shade black. Works beautifully, looks good, keeping that. Then we have from Sayate London, it just says the number is 27. Oh yeah, this is the one with a little bit of a brush on one side to help you smudge it out, and then on this side is the actual pencil. So the pencil is an okay size. I'm gonna put that right there. Beautiful, beautiful. Keeping that. All right, the last one here is from Shades by Sean, the gel eyeliner. This is in black tea. Oh yeah, beautiful. It has some sparkles because I think I put it over a eyeshadow at some point. Okay, so the one that I'm not sure about is this brown. See, every time I open it, it comes out. It looks beautiful. And looking at my collection, I don't have another brown like it, but I honestly don't ever reach for this because it's broken. So I am gonna go ahead and declutter this, and the next time I feel I need a brown, I will go out and get a brown. But honestly, if you watch my channel, you know I don't wear eyeliner all that often, so I might be able to do without replacing it. So I did better than I thought. So I started with 23, and I am parting with 4. That's much better than I thought I was going to do. Most of these have been in my collection for a very long time, but I don't see a reason to part with them if I'm still using them and if they're not bad. So I need to get a good sharpening pencil. If you have a suggestion of a good pencil sharpener that works for like the traditional pencils, but also the more like gel consistency, let me know. All right, it's time for mascaras. Now you're probably looking at this like, oh my goodness, that is a lot. And honestly, they take up a lot of space. So maybe it's not a lot, I don't know. Let's see. So right off the bat, I've got the CoverGirl Lash Blast Clean. This is an everyday one for me, not parting with that. I have the Bad Girl Bang, which is dried out. There is still product in here, but it is very dried out. So I'm gonna go ahead and part with this. I don't really recommend it. I don't think it was horrible, but I don't think it's worth the money. So decluttering that one. Then also from Benefit, I have the They're Real. This one I really enjoy. It is almost completely used up, but it is definitely getting to the end. So I'm going to continue to use it and then declutter it. So for right now, it's going to stay in my collection. All right, Lash Treat from Tarte. I do not remember anything about this. It looks like there's maybe a little bit, but it's, I don't know, it's like all at the end because up here it's not. It's pretty dry up towards the top. The bristles look fine. I don't honestly remember if I've ever used this. Oh, it smells. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and part with this. I do not remember if I ever used this, so I cannot give you any opinion, but I am decluttering. This is from Ofra Cosmetics. This is the HD Volumizing Mascara. I do believe this is their older formula because I believe during 2023 they released a new formula. So this is not that one that was more recently released. With that said, I'm not a fan of this. Sometimes it works really well for me and other times it just doesn't. So I hope to one day try out their newer formula. As much as I should declutter this, I don't know if I'm going to be buying their newer formula before doing a video idea I have, so I actually do need to keep this for a possible video coming soon. Alright, from Essence, if you saw my best and worst makeup video, which was posted, I believe, yesterday or within the last couple days, you will see I did not like this at all. This is the False Lash Effect Mascara. I do not agree with that. I think the packaging is really nice. The price is great, but it just doesn't work for me. I'm not a fan of this formula. I don't feel like it gives a false lash. I don't feel like it spreads, like fans them out, and I don't feel like it lengthens them. I just feel like it clumps it all together. And then this also didn't last that long from opening to when the smell turned. So I honestly don't like this. It is still pretty full, but it has turned and I won't use it. And I'm going to declutter it. If you hear snoring in the background, that is my pupper. She is enjoying a nap. And she can snore quite loud. Alright, next we have this Bounce from Curl Bounce from Maybelline New York. This is the Colossal. You see I have two right here. This is my replacement for this one. Not parting with this because this is a favorite of mine, but I am going to go ahead and part with this one. This one, because I did try out quite a few mascaras this year, I didn't use it as much as I probably should have. There's very little left in this, but I have had it open since February of 22. So we're going on a decent amount of time here. It still doesn't feel like it's changed scent-wise. It still smells fine, but you can definitely tell it's drying out. It's not picking up really anything anymore because it is pretty much empty. So I'm going to declutter that one. But definitely recommend, and I have my backup here. Okay, next I have two from The Body Shop. I used to absolutely love this, and I think I still do, but these have been in my collection for a couple years. No, they're not open, but I think I'm just going to declutter these because I didn't reach for them at all this year, and honestly I don't even remember if I reached for them last year. So I am going to part with them. Now I did purchase them at least 2 years ago. Actually no, I think I purchased these my last trip where I went to a mall that had this, and I want to say that was in, oh my goodness gracious, probably 3 years ago. Might have been 2, but possibly up to 3. I don't fully remember. So because I do think I bought these so long ago, I'm not going to put them in any giveaway. I'm not going to offer them to friends. I'm just going to completely trash them. But if this is still around, I did love it. And that's why I had so many of them. But this year I found other things I enjoyed. Alright, then I have this one. I really need to try this. It comes with an attached like lash curler, which is kind of neat, except that it's kind of short. I think I've used it once or twice, and I think that it was okay. This is the Good Vibes mascara. I'm going to keep it and give it a shot. Well, let's smell it. Hold on. Yeah, it still smells fine. The bristles look fine. Doesn't look dry. So I'm gonna remember to use this. Next, we have the L'Oreal Paris Telescopic Mascara. This is not the one they came out with last year. This is the one that has been around for a while, and this is one of my favorite ones. This is actually completely empty and dry, except for the very, very bottom. So I actually only had this in there to kind of remind me to rebuy it, and I've just been forgetting because I've been buying other things. I love this formula and this bristles. I didn't like the newer version of it. It was just okay. But it is empty. I don't need to keep it to remind me because I do know that I love this. So I will be decluttering this one, but I do recommend it. All right, then I have this one still in box. This is from Item. I am going to keep this because I do want to try it, but it is getting kind of old even though it's still in the container. So I need to make sure to do that soon. Okay, I actually forgot I had 3 others. These were from the mascara sale that Ulta had just a little while ago, maybe end of November, maybe beginning of December, I don't really remember. So I'm putting those in here, and the reason why I grabbed those is because I was looking, I'm like, wait, that's not the new one. So the Damn Girl mascara from Too Faced, love this packaging, love this formula, love the color I get, and honestly, I love the wand. This is a thicker wand, kind of an hourglassy look. It gets super wet very easily, and it stays pretty wet. Even though it looks like it's all wet and goopy and like there's a decent amount of product on here, there's actually not. This is basically empty when I go to put it on my eyes. It's gone. It's just not working anymore. So I am decluttering that one, but I do have a replacement here because it is my favorite like special event one. So I'm going to take it out of the packaging just so that it's taking up less space, because this is a bigger thing. And I also wanted to mention, I'm looking at these and they look almost identical, but this one here looks a little bit like it has a more of a pink tint to me. I don't know why. Anyway, so this is the new one, keeping that. The old one has been decluttered. Okay, so keeping that one. Then I have this one from NYX Lingerie XXL. I don't remember if I've tried this. Oh no, I haven't tried this one. Okay, so I still have to give this one a try. Oh wait, this isn't a mascara. This is a lip product. That's why it's not been tried, because it's in the wrong space. All right, let's move that. I have these 2 from CoverGirl. This is their Lash Blast Cleantopia, and then their newest Lash Blast Cleantopia is here. This one is in the shade Extreme Black, and then the blue one is Ultramarine Black. I love them both. They both work basically the same way, but they have slightly different colors. Love the packaging too. So these are going to give you a longer lash versus this one's going to fan them out more. So if you want a fanned out look, you use this. If you want longer look, you use these. If you want both, I start with the fanning and then I go in with the lengthening. It does take a little bit of practice to figure out when to do it and everything, but I love the line a lot. So keeping both of those. And then these are still new in box, keeping them. The Clinique High Impact Mascara, I'm very excited to own because I have only ever had it as a travel size. Absolutely love this one, keeping that. And this one is brand new to me. A friend suggested it. And this is from Lancome. And I will let you guys know my thoughts when I do use it. So we started with 19 mascaras. 19 mascaras. Who needs that many mascaras? But we parting with 8 of them. So I think that's a pretty good number. I definitely think that's a very good number to part with. And there's our final one. All right, that is everything we are parting with for this video. So 4 from the eyeliners and 8 from the mascaras. That's a pretty good number with just these 2 collections, I think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in a video very soon.